This European cricket event is proudly brought to you by HCL Software, Rado, 1xBet and Victorinox.
Good morning and welcome to what is now a sunny Bologna here at ECS Italy, and we're hoping to bring you some cricket action sooner rather than later, but unfortunately there was a bit of weather around this morning, so the outfield is a little damp. We're doing our best to get the action to you as quickly as possible. We will have a delayed start here, but hopefully when the cricket gets underway it's going to be a thriller. It's the final day of group stage action in Group B, and there's two teams that will go through to tomorrow's finals day to join Fresh Tropical and Friends 11 on that Peacock Friday, where it's all going to be to play for tomorrow. But in the meantime, there's still cricket action to come, hopefully today, once the outfield does get mopped up. But we don't want to leave you without cricket action in the meantime. So we're going to take it back to last year, to the ECL 2024 and Championship Week, where Jinnah Brescia are playing against CIYMS. It's an absolute thriller, so don't go anywhere. In the meantime, we'll do our best to mop up here, and we'll come back to you with news as soon as possible. In the meantime, enjoy this classic match.
Interesting day of cricket, been an interesting month really. I've enjoyed Championship Week thoroughly. The last few days have offered up some spicy encounters, as Tyrone Peters and Suleiman are your umpires for this one. Jinnah Brescia, the team that just won't go away, still in this competition, as they have an opportunity here to upset the masses and sneak back into finals reckoning after all the controversy, put it behind them and then get themselves into a final spot. Let's have a look at these two lineups. Jason van der Merwe looks like he's at the top of the order. Didn't see who else was walking out with him then, but might be a change in the order as we have a closer look to these two teams. Obviously Jinnah Brescia are 2-3, but they lost 2 games on the very last ball. They could easily have had that the other way and be almost on for the double chance, but they will need to win to stay in this competition. It says it's a 50-50, so we'll have to wait and see how this one pans out. Big welcome back to all the viewers around the world, on all our network partners and everyone in the chat. Always fun interacting with you all. Yes, it does look like it is going to be a change in the order. No Doherty at the top. Adam Heasley is going to be open with van der Merwe. And Jinnah Brescia, they've got all to play for here. Currently sitting on 5th in the table. With the updated table, Old Victorians, they're booked in for 2nd. We know 1-2. Paul Church versus Old Victorians. Pack-IK Barcelona, they got an important point this morning. They're safe. But the French champs, well, the reigning kings could be knocked out if the Italian champions beat Ireland CIYMS, who also have had a difficult week. They've only had the 1 win. They lost some nail biters and never really came back. So we are almost set to go. Players have made their way out to the middle. Van der Merwe on strike. Imran's got the ball in hand. This Jinnah Brescia side, they don't give up. Good to see Hassan Ahmed back in the lineup as well after a couple of days injury. Last night they lost a cliffhanger. They won a cliffhanger versus Pack-IK Barcelona. Then they lost a ridiculous game versus Dreux, where the last ball was hit into Big Abdul's foot and then he ran out the batsman to win by a run. They had the controversial finish the other day as well. So they have had a tournament of tournaments, Jinnah Brescia. This is their chance though to sneak back into the top 4. We're all set to go. Van der Merwe on strike. Heasley at the non-strikers end. Umpire about to say play. Here we go. In the air. Oh, shot. Thought for a brief moment he might have picked out mid-off, but got enough on it, van der Merwe. And a 4 to start in this one. CIYMS, they're playing for a little bit of pride here. 1 point will keep them out of, well, they won't come 7th, they'd come 6th. And a win here would actually, no, they would finish probably 5th in the table. But we'll have to wait and see. Van der Merwe, dangerous batsman at the top of the order. Hit hard into the offside, and that'll just be a single. It brings Heasley on strike. So Obviously, CIYMS giving some other players a bit of a hit, and maybe some people have missed out on opportunities. Look at his first ball, left-handed batter. So men running everywhere with the lefty-righty partnership. If you're wondering why on your screen it's a little bit orange, a little bit hazy red, bit of a sandstorm over top. Nice shot. Oh, he smoked that. Good bit of fielding though, and oh, he misses. Would have been run out for a golden duck. It actually deflected off Imran, the bowler, and went straight to mid-on. He timed that drive, and in the end, he gets a life. Could have easily been run out. Let's have a closer look. Punched hard off the sort of hand there of Imran, and a throw at the stumps. I think that was Ruskar Ahmed with the throw. He misses, and a life early. And now clipped away from Van der Merwe. He gets that away for 4. And positive start for CIYMS, who, well, they have a huge French supporting base in this one. Thurer, who had a shocker this morning, couldn't pick up a point, put themselves in a very precarious position. Otherwise, if they did pick up that point, we'd be saying Pakai Care Badalona were the team sitting quite nervously. So plenty to play for. Jinnah Brescia, they'll know the equation. They'll know how interesting their week's been, but it can all be put to rest if they can get a win here. In the air, and there's a deep mid-off, but he's a little bit square, and that's going to be 4. Van der Merwe, you feel, holds the tickets for the French champions. It sounds weird, but he really does. If he clicks, he makes it very difficult for this Italian side. They've got some strange field settings, this team as well. They've got a 7-2 field right now. You wouldn't see this from any of the other teams. Jinnah Brescia just played the Jinnah Brescia way. There is 5 men in the ring on the offside with a deep mid-off and a deep third. Crazy. And he feels safe enough to smack it over the top. Van der Merwe gets that away for 6. 20 runs off the first, and a poor start from Jinnah Brescia and a great start from the Irish champions CIYMS, as the score is 20 for none. Let's have a closer look at who's coming on to bowl. Nice shot there from Van der Merwe. Looks like it's going to be Wasim Ahmed to bowl the second. Never a nice feeling when you're one of the teams watching, but this was the group stage. Feels like ages ago when we had group stage cricket. Jinnah Brescia were in Group A. CIYMS in Group G. They've been here for quite a while. CIYMS obviously winning their group from the 15th of March. They've been playing some cricket. Good to see everyone with smiles on their face, enjoying themselves in the fan zone. So the left-handed Heasley on strike. Ahmed with the ball in hand. I guess that one to actually go the other way. That'll be a wide to start. Yeah, good to see so many people in the chat. John, Shagor, Arifa, Christopher, Ashik, and many more. John Gray, good to have you there. Plenty of people hung around today. Last day of group stage matches before championship day tomorrow. Mistimed, well fielded, gets his hand on it. And oh, tight throw, would have been close. So Heasley just looking to get himself going here. Jinnah Brescia. Well, what can you say about Jinnah Brescia? They've had a chaos week, one of the more chaos weeks you'll ever see. They've pulled out wins from nowhere. They've lost matches from nowhere. But they're still in it. A couple of results going their way today. That one swinging away from Heasley. He's just looking to get a little bit of timing going here. There's a friendly face. Good to see CIYMS supporters still enjoying themselves. I think they just lost a little bit of momentum in this tournament. They haven't really recovered since then. Hit into the offside. He sets off again. This will be another dot ball. A little bit of pressure here on Heasley, who gets his opportunity at the top, and Tell you right now, I think Drew would be saying, where's Doherty? Would have preferred him to have been opening. But if you don't secure the spot on your own accord and rely on results, it's not always a comfortable place to be. That one's pushed into the offside, and another dot ball. So good over this from Ahmed as the pressure starting to build on young Heasley. Two balls remaining. Good over this after the first one did go magical. Pushed again, tight run. Van der Merwe wants the strike back and he'll get it. So he's got one ball here at the back end of the over to try and cause some damage. One more run to the total. Wind predictor saying this is a genuine 50-50. Pushed into the leg side. Heasley gets himself to the non-strikers end. So Van der Merwe on strike for the last one. You know what he's thinking. Hit the ball hard. That's what he does. Had a good tournament. Probably not at the lofty heights as of last year, where he was MVP. I think someone different will be wearing the watch at the end of tomorrow. But he's still been very dangerous at the top of the order. Clipped to mid-wicket. Yes, no, it's going to be a dot ball. Throw comes in. Handy dot ball because they're going to keep Heasley on strike. Great over from Ahmed. After 2 overs, the score is 22 for none. It'll be interesting to see who bowls over number 3. Here's the table. This is why we were giving you the permutations earlier. Drew didn't pick up a point this morning and left themselves in a really ugly position, meaning Jinnah Brescia, any type of victory will get them 3 points, and a win would keep their net run rate obviously in the positives, and they would get 4th place and play Pakai Care tomorrow morning. We've said goodbye to CI and Forfarshire already, and Old Victorians, they've sewn up the double chance. It's been an interesting table today, and every result's had quite a big impact on the other teams. None more than Hornchurch destroying Drew. If Drew had their time back, they would have loved to have just won that point. Could have done a few different tactics, because if they had have won a point, it would have meant Jinnah Brescia had to clean sweep CIYMS, and that wouldn't have been easy to do. This man's talented bowler, Hassan Ali. Gets that one wrong. That's going to be a wide. Keeper fumbles. Oh no, that's the worst possible result for Jinnah Brescia, because that means Van der Merwe is going to be back on strike. Terrible bowling from Hassan Ali. These are the little things you can't do in a do or die match. Jinnah Brescia have to win, and then tomorrow win 3. So they basically have to win 4 on the trot to lift the trophy. There's Nolte. We have a lush Nolte with his mullet. It's a good mullet actually. Hassan Ali, it's a better line. Van der Merwe on strike though. Hassan Ali, Italian international. Yes, that one just to jag a little bit. Van der Merwe with his standard hit the ball hard technique. He really does give it a wallop. Oh yeah, adios Pelota. That is massive. Skips across, gets the length, gets the line that he was hoping for, and bombs that for 6. He's a powerful brute of a batsman, and he's raced to 25 off 8. What a shot. Pitching outside leg, basically a free swing of the blade, and he's not going to miss out on that. 6 runs. CIYMS probably still stinging a little bit from being knocked out in the tournament. They had high hopes this year, but just unfortunately got on a bit of a losing streak at the back end and never really recovered. Another foolish delivery, and he hasn't hit that one as well. That'll be 1 bounce ball, but no deep mid on in place. I think he's got deep backward third. Not too sure if that's the option for Van der Merwe. Still, that's one thing about Jinnah Brescia. Their fielding angles and fielding zones always a little bit different from the other teams. Van der Merwe, he might have a French shirt underneath. Decent start this by CIYMS. Another full ball crunch. Thanks for coming. And well, Vandermerva says, if you keep bowling half volleys, we keep bowling straight, I feel pretty comfortable. Another full delivery, punched away for 4. Boof. All muscle. And this is a positive start for CIYMS. And 6 more. Vandermerva's on. 39 off 11. Disastrous signs for Jinnah Brescia. Another ball on the stumps. Hassan Ali hasn't learnt a thing in the last 4 balls. You bowl on the stumps to this man, he's going to make you pay. Just another half volley. Catches up with it. Bombs it away for 6. Vandermerva, he looks on. As you can see, pretty mellow sort of dressing room, and you can understand. 44 now, 2.5. Vandermerva single-handedly doing a lot of the heavy lifting here. Last ball of the power play. Can they get to 50 partnership off 3? Looks like just a slight delay. Got the ball back. Ready to go again. That's a better length and that's a better line. Draws this false stroke. 2 balls outside off stump when played and missed. 4 half volleys were smacked away. 3 overs complete. Nice start from CIYMS. The score is 44 for none. Pretty peculiar looking power play actually. 2 very monstrous overs and then 1 little dibbly dobbler over in the middle. Still no wickets lost. I think that CIYMS will be the happier of the 2 teams at the moment. Jinnah Brescia. Don't know if these boys feel nerves, but I'm sure there'd be a few out there that are a little bit nervous. They know this is their shot. Put all the ghosts and what-ifs behind them and get into that top 4. There's the 4 for Sheelands. Their tour has effectively come to an end. Time to enjoy a victorious evasive. Good to see. They've been fun on the network again. Just wasn't meant to be for them. 6th place at the moment. Could end up in 7th. Ahmed's going to bowl out here. They were pretty happy with his first. They're going to give him a 2nd. Nice shot. Whipped away through mid-wicket. And that's good batting from Heasley. And you've got Vandermerva at the other end. Just whip the 1, get him on strike and let the big man go. Cricket Galway in the chat saying maybe Drew are loving this. I'd say they are loving this. No wickets on the board, 45. Good start for the French and the Irish. I think Pack I Care battle on it. They'll know they've got a huge contest against whoever they play tomorrow morning. High in the air. This is a big moment. He needs to catch this. Oh, and they don't talk, and it goes for 4. Ridiculous from Jinnah Brescia. Vandermerva, he got none of that, and it landed right between 2 fielders who didn't call for it. That's a chance, and it goes away for 4. Oh, Jinnah Brescia, what have you done? He didn't hit it well. It landed in a bit of space, but we had a good view on it. Someone has to call the other out of it, and neither went for it properly in the end. Poor cricket, 4 runs, and that can determine where you finish on the table. Because the next ball's pounded into the offside, but good fielding from Billy the Kid. It's the 50 partnership comes up off 3.3. Now, what a moment. I think that was Rukhsar Ahmed, the captain out there, that just hesitated. So definitely deep mid-wickets catch. Deep square leg sort of got in his path and that's made it more difficult for him. Oh, good ball. Just missing off stump. Heasley struggling a bit here. Obviously, they wanted to give him some time at the crease, but 3 off 8. I know they don't have much to play for. CIYMS just maybe to save face a bit, but how many balls do you give him before you might hook him? Nice shot from the young man. That will build some confidence, and that goes all the way for 6. Well, Ahmed gets bored of bowling pace on, bowls a slow ball outside the leg stump. Don't know why he needed to try that. And a nice shot for young Heasley. He gets that one away for 6. That will build him some confidence. Good start this by CIYMS. They'll be very happy indeed. Another pace on delivery. That is so close to the off stump. He'll rue the fact that he bowled the slower ball. There was no need for it, but a good spell in the end from Ahmed. He finishes with none for 14. Look how close this is to the off stump. Oh, code of varnish. And a good spell from him, but at the moment, got to get through Van der Merwe. He's ticking a bit here. 56 for none. So it looks like keeper's going to come up to the stumps now. It will be the captain, Ruxar Ahmed, who probably wants to make amends after that missed opportunity in the last over at deep mid-wicket. Van der Merwe, one strike away from a pretty brutal 50, doing what he usually does. Had a good tournament again. Crunch. He has moosed that, and a bit of foot fielding out there by Hassan Ali. They should try come back for 2. They can't do it though. I think Heasley needed to come there. Would have given Van der Merwe at least the strike back. Maybe sacrificial, but wouldn't have mattered. Fielding from Hassan Ali. Was able to keep it to 1 in the end. Always the biggest fan of foot fielding, but that was pretty effective. It's straight, not too well timed. That'll just be another single. And his innings so far, a tale of 2 very different innings at the moment. Heasley just struggling to get it away consistently. Van der Merwe being a brute force that he is. Good bit of swing there, but a little bit too much signalled wide. I say Jinnah Brescia's batting really clicked. Setting a record ECL chase and then almost chasing 170 again in the same day. Would have been ridiculous. Well bowled. That's really well bowled. A little bit of shape that time, and Van der Merwe opts to go for the leave. Skips across and gets it in the slot. Van der Merwe yet another 50 at Cardimer Oval. Well, this man, he just churns out runs. He loves the T10 format. Warm round of applause. And the French population are on their feet as well. He moves on to 51, not out. And while he's there, he just dents the hopes of the Italians over and over again. 2 balls remaining in the 5th. They need to get him out now, otherwise he could go on to a massive total. Take the 1 this time. And just before we get onto commentary cam, which I know this man loves a lot, welcome back, Andy Sandhu.
Yeah, camera reveals all. This is on the outside, but what do you like on the inside?
Warm as butter.
Gooey. Last ball of the 5th, and it's going to be a wicket. Well, there you go. Heasley laboured, didn't he? And he's going to go off the last ball of the 5th, 66 for 1.
Is that one that you're actually not too worried about, John? Because it looks like Carson will come out at 3, and I know it sounds funny, but I don't know if I'm appealing.
Tough one, isn't it? I mean, think we've had this debate before, but I suppose you start dabbling with the delicate dynamics of the game. You never know. Wicket's a wicket. You take the chance that comes your way. You've got to back yourself against the best of the opposition. It takes us to the end of the 5th over, 66 for 1. Heasley has to go. Let's welcome Corey Ruckers into the box as I'm Mr. Maximo Vinny Sandu, welcoming you as well. We have a question here about the light. It's murky, but it's definitely seeable at the ground. I mean, the lights are going to come on anyway, probably halfway through this game. About do or die for Jinnah Brescia. We know CIYMS are out. We know Forfeiture are out. We know what the top 2 looks like. Huge matches coming up. Well, this is a huge match. Last night's a bit of a dress rehearsal, I guess, for tomorrow.
Yeah, it is. This is massive. The Italian champions, they've sort of had a peculiar week, you could say. They've lost some heartbreaking ones, some controversial ones, but somehow they're still in it, and the results today have actually gone their way. So a win here, any type of win, and they're through still. Unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely. As we go back to Billy the Kid, and he's going to get smashed out of the ground. Well, one big obstacle you've got to deal with one way or another is Jason van der Merwe, and he puts that one miles back, maximal 6 runs.
This is probably the last thing Jinnah Brescia wanted. This man finding form in this innings. That is a monstrous hit over mid-off. And Billy the Kid, I always prefer if he bowls with a newer ball, so he gets that swing back, but that was pumped.
Yeah, sometimes he gets it later. He's a bit of an enigma, really.
They need to get van der Merwe soon.
Just a slower ball when he rolls his fingers on. Van der Merwe moves to 59, brings Carson McCulloch on strike for the first time.
So where do you think it all went wrong for CIYMS? It just feels like they were on a winning streak. They won the first in the group stage, confident, and then those 3 sixes from TDC, probably and that loss. And then from that point,
you could trace it.
They just weren't able to recover.
Well, gets a bit creative here, and Bill goes full, and he goes down to the ground. Maximal 6 runs. Probably top of the pad height. McCulloch, pretty risky shot first ball, to be honest, but he gets it.
Yeah, no fine leg, no 45, and he just backed his hand eye, and poor ball from Billy the Kid. It's a hit-me ball. Would have been 6.
Where I think it all went wrong? The compulsory 8 o'clock meeting on Monday morning after they won on St. Patrick's Day on Sunday night.
Why do you think such a good team just couldn't?
Combination of things. Number one, the top order's been all right, but probably not as solid as they've been last year. Played him into that winning position. In the air. Oh, that's a brilliant effort. I know he's not going to get the catch. Hassan Ali, he turns it into a catch. And hustle through for 2, but make something out of nothing. It has to go down as a drop if you're scoring it at home. But brilliant effort from the youngster.
Yeah, brilliant effort, but yeah, that is a drop. He'll be a little bit disappointed he didn't get that in the hands and hold on to it. It's a life for Carson. But yeah, so what you think? The batting just...
The batting hasn't been as reliable as it was. And ultimately, once their bowling's gone, it just seems to have gone. This is dragged, bottom hand, chance. Straight through the hands. Jinnah Brescia drop another one for Reed this time. And what's worse, it goes for 4.
Well, Jinnah Brescia are dropping themselves out of the competition. That's 3 by my count. That should have been caught. And you can't do this. If you want to make finals day, championship day, the final 4, you've got to take your chance, and that's a sitter. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, so here's the thing. It's one thing. Some things are out of your control. We know that with Jinnah Brescia. Some things are in your control. And obviously, winning this game is in their control, and a couple of chances slipping through their fingers. Anyway, this one is up and it's down to the ground, so McCulloch. And you're kind of right. Be careful what you wish for. I mean, McCulloch's been biding his time. He's come out there. He's looking very confident. Nothing to lose here. CIYMS.
I tell you, as the game evolves, the one day will be a captain that is switched on enough to... I've told the boys, let's not catch Heasley. One day it'll happen. I don't know who will be the person, but they've just let a great batter come out, and these are little things. You just don't take the catch, or you take it, you say, we have not appealed.
Taking it not appealing is a bit of a rough... I mean,
well, can't you do that?
Unprecedented. I mean, it's just like...
But it could cost them a game.
Yeah. I mean, nothing.
It'll have one day there'll be a switched on captain enough to go, we are not appealing.
It's a pretty unusual situation.
Why not?
Right?
We see people retired out regularly now.
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying it's an unusual situation where they're trying to give someone a go at the top of the order, trying to give them that experience, and you say, okay, you're welcome to. But then I suppose if the other team's not trying to get you out, they're not really getting experience. They're not getting experience that the intention is by putting it at the top of the order. Anyway, a few people saying it looks like golden hour here.
It's quite bright
at the
still.
moment.
It's very bright.
It's quite bright here, probably brighter than it looks on TV. Rookie, full toss, hit away. Well, just really got the yips a little bit with the fielding. Luckily, Nawaz handles that one, keeps it to a single.
Yeah, well, there's little Bow Wow. Go and see it off, little Bow Wow. I know you can hear me.
Probably shouldn't have
See
too
it
many.
off?
You look in his size.
Oh, the Scots. Come on, the Scots.
Probably shouldn't have too many of those, Arman.
Disappointed. He had an opportunity to be famous there.
Responsible. Tries to get a bit funkalicious here. Does Carson McCulloch and misses out.
Well, I guess Jinnah Brescia feel they can chase anything, right? Vinny, it doesn't matter if it's 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200.
Isn't it crazy? They've just got that one win, right, in Championship Week. It was a 179 chase.
They've had
What
two,
a win.
2 wins.
2 wins, sorry. Oh, well, that's short. That one's out of here. Adios Pelota as McCulloch puts that one over the trees.
Yeah, that's pretty big from McCulloch. 24 off 6 for him. They took the wicket, they brought him out to the middle, and he is cashing in right now.
That was large. McCulloch's batting's come a long way. He's been really good in that number 3 position since he's been given the opportunity. James Michael has a question. Can CIYMS qualify?
Bow. They are gone.
Gone but not forgotten, and gone but still physically here.
I would say out of the 7 teams, them not getting to the Final Fours probably my biggest shock. I thought the way they were playing, what they had, I just thought they'll be in the 4 somewhere.
Are they the yang to the yin of old Victorians?
Yeah, basically they've swapped spots that I would have thought. I think CI will probably finish 6th or 5th.
Right, up and out of here. McCulloch, he's absolutely boning them at the moment. Maximo, 6 more.
Well, they took the catch, they took the risk, and now look at it. This is not good for Brescia, who tournament-like, if they win, they have to win 4 on the trot to lift the cup, but this is the first hurdle.
So what are you saying? Dropping the catches they should have taken and catching the catches they should have dropped.
Pretty much.
Rookie, 1 for 23, not the worst spell. This one
Oh,
should get
no.
through the infield, it does, but luckily, and he costs them a single at the end of 7 overs. CIYMS, 105 for 1.
How do you think Drew, the French champions, are feeling right now?
Nervous. Oh, look at the Western Shield
Well,
sides.
I've got some breaking news.
Talk to me.
Unfortunately today, confirmation Nasir Baluch, gone.
The
Injury hasn't
shoulder.
recovered in time. We gave him a couple of weeks. He has texted in today. Thank you very much for being honest, but his shoulder is done for quite some time. So we have another wild card spot.
Ah, right.
I would like a like for like though. A seed.
Like a left arm. Or maybe some of the chatters can let us know. Corey's looking for a left arm pacer to replace Baluch. It's a shame for Nasser Baluch. So he must have just said, yeah, look, I'm not quite right for it. I mean, credit to him for kind of owning up, knowing he wouldn't be 100% fit. It would be great if he had pulled on a European shirt. Anyway, Nasanali is going to come in. Thick outside edge is going to fly away over the cube. Maximo, 6 to start the 8th over.
Yeah, that one flew the wrong way. It's a Baximo, but it's runs, isn't it?
It sure is. Disappointing for Arsenali. Cross seamer, that one.
Yeah, cross seamer. He's had a bit of a mixed time as well in this tournament. Do you think Brescia could go on and win this tournament if they click with the ball and in the field?
They can't. I mean,
Their batting's good enough, but the fielding...
if Drew can win it last year, Jinnah Brescia could win it this year. Oh, well.
Shot.
Timing's everything. Culloch, he's very late to pick that, checks his shot, and just loops over the bowler.
There you go. That man's back in the lineup. Good to see him on the field, Vinny.
Yeah, Hassan Ahmed. Of course, involved in that dramatic last ball finish the other day. Good to see him back out there. Listed at 3, but I don't think you can move Asad Tanvir out of the 3 spot. He's been brilliant since he's been there. So maybe we'll see him at 4. Hassan Ahmed. Hit straight, hit powerfully. Maximo for Van der Merwe, who moves to 66.
Yeah, Van der Merwe, he's got the French flag on underneath that shirt, and he is bombing it. 66 off 22. I love watching this man on the network. He just clatters it.
Keeps it simple.
You put
most of the
him,
time.
imagine having an order of like him, GDC, Jinnah, Hankins. Just crazy strikers.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun to watch, probably unless you're bowling to him.
Yep, 35 off 1.3 for Hassan Ali. Too many balls in the spot. And yeah, getting hit around here.
Hassan, see if he can close out. CIYMS on for 160 at the moment. All right, this one's high and it should be caught by somebody.
Oh.
Down it goes. And I said Tanvir, well, he took his eyes off the ball for a second just to see if Rookie was coming back, running with the flight. And that was just enough, I think, to put him off his rhythm a little bit. And another one goes down.
Gee willikers, Vinny. Well, is there such a thing as dropping your way out of the tournament? Van der Merwe gets another life. I've got that as 4 drops. They've caught the one that they didn't want to catch. Oh, Jinnah Brescia, after all the trials and tribulations this week, you've got to switch on.
This is going to be dug out for a single.
See a good name in the chat from A Hill. What about a little bit of Mujadadi?
Oh, how many Germans you got in there?
2. Wow, I did like saying his name on air. We'll see. We've got a few
Ooh.
days.
That's pretty
That's
good.
why I love our viewers. They're always switched on.
That's really good.
Mujah, Daddy. We'll see about it. Done. Hassan Ali to continue. Hassan Ali to disappear. 6 runs. If you drop this man, well, you might as well drop the cup. Brescia, they are not happy at the moment.
No, they're not. And it's going to be another 6 to the total. Naughty 40s territory for Hassan. 126 for 1.
Yeah, it was wide of off stump, smacked away, and 6 more to the total. And right now, where are Drew? Are they back at the Sunset Beach Club or are they here?
I think they've gone back and they'll be watching from the hotel. 26 for 1 after 8 at the moment.
You know, either way, Vinny, the eliminator tomorrow morning between Paco Care and either Jinnah Brescia or Drew is going to be
Chaos.
fire.
It will be. You can expect it. That's an amazing camera shot at the moment of the heavy atmosphere.
Oh.
There's Matchett. One of the 11 best looking players in the 11 today. First one's right off the end of the bat, I think,
Well, that's
of Carson McCulloch.
I wouldn't be surprised if he does it again, because this is once again another 6-3 field with no fine leg, no 45, absolutely no one around the corner. So it's the right option. It's a pretty safe option, actually.
All right, that's high and that's gone. Out of here. Maximo says Carreras, or as Rico would say, Bale. Says Carreras.
Yep. Adios Pelota ball. As McCulloch's come out, flushed them. And, well, they're on for a big score. We're back to the high scores, Vinny.
Need to get a high score out of Jinnah Brescia to keep their tournament alive.
Are you surprised CI are out of this comp?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only because they seem to have just a bit of this magic with the ball, particularly Mulder. Mulder can kind of draw a straight line between him starting to go for runs and them done loose ball games.
They just started to lack taking wickets at the top and then it just fell apart.
Not blaming him for that or anything like that. It just seems to be a
I'm
bit of a correlation. Anyway, yeah, also kind of a mixture of things. You know, close finish just turns things around. It went against them 3-6 and 3 balls off DDC.
Yeah, I mean, if that's a win, they're right in this competition still. A win here would get them basically through.
Imran. Full toss. Tyrone. There's the old yoga pose there. But he gets under it in the end. Just a single.
Yeah, just looping that one over his head. Just the one. Yeah, good innings from both these two. They've been pretty vital to their team's hopes this tournament. Batted well.
Yeah, well bowled by Imran. They go on contact, and so there's no chance to to run him out. Brilliant keeping by Nissan. I think he's an outstanding gloveman, you know. End of the 9th over in CIYMS, 136 for 1.
Do you think now, I know we used to talk about the team that would qualify in Group G got to stay and that would be momentum. Do you think some fatigues may be coming to it?
I think you judge it after the fact. I think it's a net zero. So I think you can get some momentum, you can get tired. Because they've started losing games, everyone say it's because they're tired. But last year, they were booming at this stage.
While you were there and you're doing some side work for me, can you check out Mujadadi's stats for me this trip?
You need to start acknowledging the chat as your
the chat is unbelievable.
Assistant managers.
Here comes Billy the Kid, last overtime. He could have had a wicket or two. Has got a little bit, maybe slightly darker around the ground. Maybe they could put the lights on.
They're going to put the lights on at half time. So this will be the last over, only under the natural light. Now, start of a new over. It starts with a 1.
Well, look, let's say best case scenario. Jinnah Brescia give 12, 13 this over. They're chasing 150. They have shown in the last, 36, 48 hours that they can match it with the best with the bat in hand.
Mujadadi doesn't bat much, but
No.
he does have a high score of 56 on the network.
It's about bowling, Benny.
There we are. Little chopper. Oh, I tell you what, you might want to start running. That throw's going to beat you there. Worth a throw. Bilal doesn't agree, but he would have been run out. There's 21 wickets in 28 matches on the network. Economy of 7.27.
I was thinking
His figures this year,
yeah,
8.17 in this ECL was his economy. Taking 5 wickets in 5 games. Steps across, I don't think this will be a wide.
Good over this from Billy the Kid. There's a big difference from 150 to 140.
He basically played 5 games. Essentially, he took 10 overs, 5 for 79. That's what he took in the... He bowled basically a 10 over.
Going
innings.
at less than 8 and over. Anyone going at less than 8 and over at Cardham is doing something well.
Hope he leaves his phone on contactable then.
I just want to call him and say the name.
Mucha Daddy.
Oh, well bowled. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, McCulloch agrees to disagree. And so, yeah, interesting here. This is where you kind of got to know your place. And McCulloch says, all right, if you missed that one, I want it back. And Merva sets on 76 and sits on his bat.
Yeah, I don't think the bloke on 76 is too worried about just getting that extra run. He says, goodbye, Carson. It's been a pleasure. Well bowled this over. Billy the Kid's found his Yorker finally. And, yeah, he was never going to leave his crease.
Yeah, he thought about it, but not for too long. And the final decision was, well, it's been great, and it would have been great if you got a half century, but you won't be able to do that from the bench. And that's where you're going, Carson. Gone for 48 off 17. 138 for 2 with 2 remaining. What about this last over from Bilal Khan, though? 1-1 dot.
Oh, yeah, that's a wide.
He doesn't really go early there. Goes at the ball once it's delivered.
Great comment from Steve Penn in the chat saying this tournament has been phenomenal. I don't know what's in the air this year, but this championship, this championship week, I can't put any. I know Drew's amazing performance last year, but this championship week has been ridiculously good fun.
Yeah.
We've had that many cliffhangers more than ever.
Yeah, true. And even, you know, the battle for points as well. In some of the games that weren't actually that close, but close enough to, you know, 4 teams to fight for points at every turn. Right, he's had about enough, so he steps across and plays a brilliant shot. Maximo. I suppose Blind Freddie would have known where that one was going to be pitched from Bilal, and Van der Merwe comes up with a strategy and hits it really well.
Look, I want to say it before I don't see Van der Merwe for a while. If the Irish coaches are listening, this guy is that good. I want to see him at the ECC. I'd happy to go up against him because he easily walks in. He's so powerful. T10's his format. Get him here for the ECC, surely. That's my piece.
Fair enough. Even if it costs you a night wash.
ECC, October, September, get him in for the Team Ireland. Imagine him and Seamus Lynch opening the batting. That is just ridiculous.
And Tim Metal D Tector, maybe at number 3. Here we go. Last ball of the 10. Bilal goes pace off, hit pretty hard, hit towards the fielder. Probably should come back for 2. They think against it, would never have made it anyway. So Van der Merwe will finish 83 off 31. I mean, it's good knock, we've probably seen better knocks from him. I know it's funny to say that, the guy that just scored 83 off 31. And CIYMS 146 for 2. It's pretty close to par for championship week, believe it or not. But Jinnah Brescia, well, they know what they have to do. They need to score 147 runs or it's the end of their ECL.
Yep, we find out in about 45 minutes. We'll know, have Jinnah Brescia snuck back into the top 4 or is it goodbye to the reigning kings? This was the start. The umpires making their way out to the middle and Jinnah Brescia with their hopes high couldn't get the early wicket of Van der Merwe, who just clattered them everywhere.
Yeah, I suppose Heasley went out there to open the batting with him, ends up with 10 off 12 with just the 1-6. And in a way, maybe cost them a few runs in hindsight, but I don't mind getting the youngster out there. Jason Van der Merwe, again, probably seen more destructive knocks, and that's probably just a sign of how good he is. But yeah, missed opportunities kind of punctuated this 10 overs as well for the Italians.
Yeah, it did. Missed opportunities were just flying around, weren't they? And unfortunately, if you drop good players will score. This was the catch you didn't want to take. Unfortunately, Heasley had to go, but this is when the run started flying.
Yeah, it did. And McCulloch came out in a mood. 48 off 17, including 6 large ones. Yeah, just nothing to lose. Beware the team that's got nothing to lose, I suppose, as well. The CIYMS, they want to finish with a win. They don't want to go home on this losing streak, so they'd like to turn things around. They've certainly got a competitive score on the board.
Oh,
Blue Steel there coming out at times.
Zoolander.
Oh, well, he's got his feet up. And
job done.
Irish, probably not too far away from that win, lose or draw here, but still, Van der Merwe went past the 50 and kept going. He did score 15 sixes in this innings. Matchett found some close up there, and a little bit of a lover's quarrel here in the end. Ended McCulloch, who did run the 22 yard, 5 or 6 back, and said, well, I guess I'll be off. And Van der Merwe then did get that 1-6 away off the last over, but that was pretty much all as 10 came off it, and it held CIYMS to 146. And Jinnah Brescia, well, they'll be desperate. This will decide who stays and who goes tomorrow.
Well, they have to win 4 on the trot to win the trophy, and this is their first real test. 147 to stay in it. Van der Merwe does what Van der Merwe does. 83 off 31. McCulloch, Carson, 48 off 17. He has improved his batting a fair whack in T10. 146 for 2, Vinny. If Jinnah Brescia are going to upset the masses and knock out the French champions, they're going to have to chase 147. Let's have a quick look at the bowling scorecard, shall we? And it wasn't pretty, it wasn't easy. Wasim Ahmed, pick of the bowlers, the opening bowler bowled 2 at the top. He bowled with none for 14. An economy of 7. Everyone else getting a little bit of tap there. Ruksa Ahmed with the wicket. 146 for 2, 147. And if the Italians win, it's goodbye to the French. We'll find it all out shortly. Be back in the next 10 minutes for the all exciting run chase. Thank you.
The European Cricket League is proudly brought to you by Dream 11, HCL Software, La Junta de Andalucía, Paramatch and Norcane. And the official charity partner, Share the Meal by the United Nations World Food Programme.
Hello everybody and welcome back to a murky, sunny, cloudy, sort of sandstormy day. What an interesting day it's been. Hornchurch top of the table. Old Victorians have sewn up second. Packeye Care will be third or fourth. But through it, they are waiting to see if they get through. Can Jinnah Brescia do it? Bonus points do not matter in this one. Jinnah Brescia just need a win. Any type of win will put them above the French champions. And that would mean they are through to Championship Day tomorrow. Big welcome back to everyone in the chat and a big welcome back to all our network partners. It's been a long tournament, a fantastic tournament, and probably the best championship week we've had in any format. We've had so many close games, it's ridiculous. Will we have one more? Jinnah Brescia, who were the chasing kings yesterday. The second highest chase on the network, highest ever in ECL. Here we go, ball number one. Can they do it again? Full toss, hit straight to cover point, and they'll start with a dot. So the pressure will be on Jinnah Brescia. They know what they need to do, 147 and they're through. Not going to be easy. Carson with over number one. Swept away, and that's going to be four. That'll open up the account. Maybe it'll steady some nerves in the dressing room as well. They've had such an interesting week, Jinnah Brescia. They actually could have easily, in another universe, had a double chance if certain things had gone their way. A couple of last ball finishes that didn't go their way in the end. Got their chance now. Gone. Well, that does not help. Ahmed goes for a swipe across the line. That was a loose stroke. And Jinnah Brescia, they lose one early. That is going to cause some nerves in the dressing room. 147 is no easy feat. Score is 4 for 1. Big Carson swinging that one through the gate. A little bit of an arm ball that just coming through. It was a loose stroke, a very loose stroke. And not a good start for Jinnah Brescia, whose openers did a lot of the heavy lifting. That's just a hoik. That's the arm ball. They'll be disappointed with that. That's the way they play. I'm sure Drew, who was sitting at Sunset Beach Club, probably in the lobby or in one of their rooms, they would have cheered that wicket because Nissan Ahmed, he can play. He batted beautifully yesterday. This man, good to see him back on your screens. Hassan Ahmed, he was involved in that unfortunate collision a couple of days ago. He's had a few days of rest, and wouldn't it be a story if he somehow gets himself in and gets his team close to qualification? So, final ball of this first over. Great over from Carson. He's just kept it full straight, angling in, a little bit of swing. And two right-handed batters have played right across it. Here we go. Left arm round. He's going to be swinging this one across. A little bit slower, actually. That's a surprise. So that will end a very good first over for CIYMS, who I guess a win here would probably put them 6th on the table. They don't want to finish 7th. One more split up the table. Probably helps maybe if there's prize money. As the first over is complete. And 63 games since a golden ball. Maybe we'll get one. We've been very close in the last 2 days. How we didn't get one was quite phenomenal. That many last ball, last over finishes. 142 stand between the Italian champs or the French champs from making it through. Big Red, Coulthard has the ball now. It's his opportunity. Tanviet, Ahmed, in a pretty quiet dressing room. You can understand why. Not too many reactions in there. The two openers who did all the hitting yesterday are both in the sheds. Who's going to stand up for Jinnah Brescia? Here comes Coulthard. Off the body, and that might fly away for big buyers. So, well, it doesn't matter how you make them, you just got to make them. That was a pretty spicy delivery, just kissed sort of the back of the shoulder on the way through. And 4 leg buyers to the total. There it is. That might help Jinnah Brescia just relax a little bit. Got that ball to shape quite a lot. There it is, kissing that back of the shoulder. 15 and over. Yesterday the rate was around 17.1 and over all day. Follows him, toe ender to cover. He had absolutely no idea where that went. Cockney corner in the background. Now there's a bunch of boys. Go on, someone see it off. Not has the guts to do it just yet, but someone will. That's it. A few of the fan zone. Quite a busy fan zone as well. Good to see. Oh, that has gone miles. What a shot. He followed him with the short ball, pulled it away for 6, and there they are. Go on. Someone see it off. You've got your opportunity on camera. 3, 2, 1. Drink responsibly. Always good. Victoria Cervatas flying around the ground. Good to see. And that ball flew a mile. Wasn't the worst ball from Coulthard. Sometimes following a batsman backing away is a good option, but Tanveer said, oh, I don't mind. He pumped it away for 6. So 4 leg buys. Oh, I love Neil also. Who's Neil? Wow. Neil, you lucky, lucky man, Neil. We'll be having a conversation after the game. This is Robinson. Oh, boom shakalaka. Jinnah Brescia just doing what Jinnah Brescia do. Huh. Openers are out for ducks. No worries. Let's just pump some 6s. Game on. And Jinnah Brescia, they need 147 to stay in this comp. Can Tanveer be the man? Plenty of words exchanged between the pairing. Another ball back of left. Boof. Thanks for coming. 6 runs. Oh, now it's going to be a full toss, clipped away, and they're going to check it for height. It's a big full eat. Tanveer goes 3 on the trot, and here come the Brescia Brigade. Let's have a closer look at the height. There's James Cantor just loping around in the background. Oh, that could be a little bit tight. I think that's going to be okay. Yeah, probably okay. The way they've been calling them, I reckon that one's just okay. So 3 6s in a row. Last ball of Coulthard's over. Big Red wants to fire back. Pulled, man back there now. 1 bounce to him, and just the single. So good response from Jinnah Brescia, who lost 2 early wickets at the end of 2 overs. It is 28 for 2. That's give me a good opportunity to welcome back good friend, green suit wearing, Benny Sandhu.
Yeah, well, table, pretty simple. Jinnah Brescia, they win this, they go to 11 points. They got a better net run rate than Drew. They lose this, they don't. And the 4 stays the way it is.
Yep, absolutely massive. And a big ask for them, Vinny, is how they're going to play the spin of Mulder and Carson. So far of Carson, they didn't play it very well.
I've heard that Mulder's been working on the mediums in the warm-up. Whether to actually bowl him in the game, I'm not so sure.
Doubt it.
Trying to get himself warm through bowling a bit of heat. Anyway, let's watch it. Sitting pretty at the top of the ladder. All right, goes back to his regulation. This one actually is going to beat the fielder. So Tanveer, I mean, he's basically...
heavy lifting for Jinnah Brescia. Who else in this lineup can get them close besides these 2 as well?
Look, I think you've got Rizwan and Wasim and Fareed. All of those can play those kind of innings. I know that Janakavas not in the side today. He'd be another one that potentially could. Bowled him. Just outside of the off stump, and Tanveer swings across this one. Mulder recapturing the magic he's been one of the most effective bowlers we've ever seen here, if not the most effective over a long period of time. And anyway, gets surrounded by his teammates, CIYMS, on the edge of oblivion. And they're still trying to have a good time out there. They can certainly still affect that 4. Tanvir goes for 24. It's 32 for 3.
It was always going to be how these loose techniques play spin. And so far, 3 full deliveries coming in at the stumps. They've played all around it. And oh boy, Jinnah Brescia, you got to feel for him a bit, but it's loose striking. Assad Tanvir, 24 off 9. It's rapid, but maybe not long enough.
It's the way they play, though. We know that. Tanvir, only 24. So only still a handy contribution. Only gets them so far. There's all Victorians. We know 1 and 2. They've already been sewn up, actually.
Yep. Well, here we go. Mulder's going to be angling in this in at the stump. He's going to skid on. Bit of a flipper. How's he going to play it?
Well, he's going to play it pretty well, because he's just going to play an orthodox drive that's elevated, and Rizwan gets off the mark with 4.
Yeah, Rizwan, nice start to his innings. A little bit over pitch and just pops it over the offside 4. They have to go up 14.7 and over, so the wickets are a bit alarming, but can they just keep striking it, finding boundaries at the right time?
We'll see.
Oh,
Goes a long way back, and a bit lucky to get away with that.
yeah, they'll be devastated. 3 massive wickets at the top here.
There's Emily. She actually always gives me a gift of a painted rock every time I come here.
Oh, wow.
She's one of our youngest supporters, only 5 years old.
Oh, that's close, you know. Was it sliding down? Probably just sliding down. Oh, wild throw comes in. They're going to get a leg by here.
Yeah, shouldn't have. Mulder does kind of push the envelope with his back foot. Something I've noticed all the way throughout the tournament. He's very, very close.
I'll have to have a closer look at that next one. That one just skidding on and going down the leg side.
That's a very good example of what he does. Flicked off the front pad into second as Tyrone Peters. Keep an eye on proceedings. See him back. Gundy ball, and Easley, he's been given an opportunity behind the stumps here. Can't quite hang on to it. Does take the pace out of it, so it'll be 2 wides, and Mulder will have to bowl that one again.
Yeah, bonus runs. Any runs available here. Jinnah Brescia knows what, they know what's at stake. Still in it. Those 3 wickets desperately hurt though.
Another good flipper, and this one will play it, but won't get a run for it. End of the 3rd over. Jinnah Brescia working around the rate, just a fraction behind. 3 wickets though, a bit of a concern. 39 for 3 after 3.
Yeah, 13 and over, so not the 14 they would have liked. It's more the wickets column that will be disparaging. 2 in the first, 1 in the 3rd. And they've got a bit more spin to contend with throughout this innings, that's for sure.
Looking at the Manhattans there. See a difference in the 2nd overs, but right now, quite the uphill task. It is golden hour here. Look at that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Sahara sand. It looks nice.
It hasn't been as bad as some people were telling me. It's actually quite nice.
When you mix it with rain, it's a different proposition, which is what we had to deal with once upon a time.
Looks like Angus Farrell has got the ball in hand. Gets a bit of an opportunity here. And the young man get the right arm off spin in the right spot.
Well, a little bit short, goes after it and gets it. Heads up.
Oh,
Lovely catch.
Yeah.
As well, that'll make your day. Crowd catch. Time to milk it a little bit.
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
he's going to see it off. Stay on him.
Yeah.
Stay on him. Yes. There we are, young man.
He's done the combo.
Oh, you are now a hero of Cardimer Oval.
I'll say that the catch was a little bit cleaner than the 2nd phase of the biathlon.
Oh,
But, that's a very good snare.
This has made my day. Drinks responsibly, viewers, or not. Bang!
Wow, can he go again?
Catch it
Oh,
again.
well, this time it's not going to be caught by anyone in the fan zone. It's on the road. It is Maximal back-to-back as Hassan brings up the 50.
Wouldn't it be a story, Vinny, if Hassan Ahmed is the man to get him back into the finals after everything that had gone on a few days ago? It's great to have him back out there. Let's have another look at this, though. It was a beautiful crowd catch. His moment in the sun. His mate as well. Good work from the mate to grab the victorious evasive and to get it to him quick enough. That's a 10 out of 10 from me.
Yeah. No arguments there.
Yep. Gotta love it. Oh!
Gone big. I was going to say the forgotten man.
Oh, still going.
And that's actually into the lake. There's not a lot of water in the lake at the moment. And right now, he's trying to order another round. We're trying to order another grizzly ball.
The noise off the bat then was just poof. It's not the worst ball you ever see, but he got the whole body swivel into that one. That was a big daddy 6. It's got about 90 metres. Jeez.
That was big.
I'll tell you right now, have you ever been in a game where you've been waiting for another result to determine your tournament life?
We always finish top, so we didn't really have to worry about it.
No worries, big show. What do you think? What are Drew doing right now?
The thing is, when I played, it was because the games took all day. You weren't really watching another game. They didn't happen like this. That's why. Back in the old days. Look at that from Hassan, though. 3 large ones. Farrell tries again. Oh, that's a touch and go call. Hassan wants the wide.
Jeez, Hassan Ahmed. Out of nowhere, just 3 massive 6s. That's good.
That's wide, you know. No. Takes a bit of line on the way through for me. Now Hassan will go just over the top of one fielder, the left of another. Throws it away. Improvisational work there, unselfish from Beatty.
Yeah, they're just getting themselves back up to the rate they needed to go at the start. Ahmed, Rizwan, the hopes lie on them. Can they do it for Jinnah Brescia? What a story it would be if they stayed in this competition after an unbelievably chaos week for them.
Norris enjoying it in the background.
Oh, the animals are all out. It's been a fun old day, Vinny.
All right, full toss. Annoyed he can't get that away from the fielder. Rizwan will only get a single.
Yeah, that will end yet another over. 4 overs complete here. 59 for 3. There's the man. Look, looking on the social media straight away.
Straight for the replay. I don't know, have a bit of class. Wait 5 minutes. Wait for the end of the game. Could be missing another catch.
You never know. Run rate's
I like it.
Starting to come the right way.
That was a clean catch, though. Jinnah Brescia could probably learn a few things.
59 for 3 after 4. Looks like they're going to go to match it here. By another sort of spinner. He likes to bowl off spin and leg spin. He's been changing it up frequently in this tournament. I think his leg spin's been too bad, actually. And he'll get his opportunity. 59 for 3. 88 of 36. Oh boy, do we have more, not controversy, but more of a tight finish. Yeah, drama.
I'm confident there'll be more drama.
If these two can stay there for a period of time, we definitely will. More spin.
Oh, a bit bounce there from Matchett.
These players, you put spin against them, that's just not as nice a matchup to when it's pace on. That is for sure.
Time up in the air, and he's caught it, and I don't think he touches the line there. Again, I think it's been made, and he's saying, yeah, I've caught that one. He had a good look at the rope and just inside, so Rizwan just doesn't fire. Eats up 7 balls for 5 here. As he goes, it's 59 for 4.
Just didn't get enough on it, and Mulder takes a nice clean catch right on the rope. Big moment. Jinnah Brescia still throwing some punches, but the wickets column is starting to get a little bit worrying. And yeah, that dugout, they know that was a big wicket.
Certainly not going to plan. This one has to go 5 off 7. It's kind of innings. You'd love to mulligan it and have someone else have a shot. Right now, they're going to go to Wasim Ahmed, who's going to come out at number 6.
59 for 4 now. They do have strikers all the way down, Vinny, but someone's going to have to step up. Someone has to play an innings of substance.
Terry just saying he loves how the lad's reward for taking the catch was to have to buy a round for his mates.
Oh.
It's very old school. Something good happens to you, you share the wealth. Hello to Kitty, nice to see you. Watching from the USA. Match it. His leggies have been handy.
Yeah, definitely.
I suppose he's got plenty of time to practice it before he comes back here to the Cardamore Oval.
When will he be back?
Maybe with the Irish 11. Playing the last 2 ECCs. Ahmed gets off the mark with 1. That's Wazim Ahmed. Batting with Hassan Ahmed now.
Well, Hassan Ahmed, he's going to want to have to try and take this in. I reckon he's going to bowl some right arm off spin now. So this is where you'll see him potentially change to the left-hander. Or will he stick with the leg spin? Be curious to see if he changes his action.
Let's have a look.
It's looking like it might be a leggy again.
All right, that's been wronged. Hassan didn't care. He's going to smash it out of the ground onto the roof. Catch it.
Yeah, that counts.
Still counts.
So
yeah, why not?
See it off Sikandar. Someone run him a bit.
Well, that's a good shot. Just plays that on length. Not too concerned which way it's turning.
That gives his friend a hug. Just quietly, Hassan Ahmed is bombing them on the leg side all of a sudden, isn't he?
What he can do. This is what he can do.
It would be a story if he gets them over the line.
Yeah. What about, picture this, they need 1 to win, 2 to tie for the last ball.
And he runs through the bowler. That would be good.
Hospital time. Anyway, I'm glad he's okay. That's the main thing.
Off spin now.
Here. Yeah. And now in the air, and that's going to travel as well. Maximo. 6 more. Yeah, match it.
Oh.
Almost bounced off something back to McCulloch, but the result 6 more. As Hassan is heating up.
Oh, he's heating up all right. He's just bombing them. The big left-handed, the big Duke. He's enjoying his time out there in the middle. What did that bounce off?
I don't know, but that one came down with sand on it.
Oh, they've
Ball off the 5th.
Despite the wicket spin, they've stayed with the rate they need.
Yeah. That one is going to be in the gap, even though he doesn't get the contact. He will get the strike. And they do kind of bat all the way to 11. That's the other thing. Jinnah Brescia, as we get to the end of the over, 73 for 4. Gives us the chance to welcome you into the commentary box. Hopefully you're enjoying this as much as we are. Got to say, there's going to be some nervous players around the Costa del Sol right now, particularly Jinnah Brescia. At least they can do something about it. Drew can't, because they're also on the chopping block here.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it feels like to be Drew. You're the reigning kings. You desperately want to be in finals day, but they haven't done it themselves. They need results to go their way. They're probably sitting there biting theirs, and every time they see the ball get hit in the air, they don't want to see the crowd catch it. They want to see CIYMS catch it.
And imagine for Drew, for example, the reigning European champions, but if they are knocked out here, they lose any chance of automatic qualification for next year. They're going to have to go through France, which, okay, they've won the last couple of years, but we know there's some very good teams there. We'll see some in the ECS pretty shortly. The PUC, for example, they pushed into a gold ball before. Just a quick note that if you'd like to support our official charity partner, Share the Meal, we'd love you to scan the QR code and get involved and help the fight against world hunger. Oh, very easy to do. Right now, Hassan's making it look very, very easy as he slams another one out of the ground. Says Carreras Mas.
Tell you what, Hassan Ahmed is on an absolute terror of an innings. He's timing the ball beautifully. This was just a bit of a half volley on leg stump, and he picked it up off a full length. Brilliant batting. While he's there, Jinnah Brescia are extremely happy and Drew extremely sad. He's 38 off 10. Oh boy, could they? They couldn't, could they?
They might.
They seem relaxed in the dugout, but I'm sure there's a few nerves.
All right, chases one that would have been a wide potentially, but he's going to get 6. He's going to go all the way. Maximo holding it at that 14 and over. I think that shot will probably go just under. Hassan dealing deep in the crease, swings at it, gets enough.
Let's talk about Jinnah Brescia's week, Vinny. Let's talk about some of those crazy losses. They were blown out by Hornchurch. They lost one to a bit of a unlucky, unfortunate situation where a dead ball was called. And they lost one where they mowed the ball last night. It hit a guy in the foot and was run out.
Yeah, could have gone
They
anywhere.
could easily have finished second. Game of inches.
Now, this is what he does. This is what he's in the team for.
What an innings.
He's going to bring up his 50 off just 12 balls, and it's do or die right now. 50-50 on the contest and 50 for Hassan Ahmed.
Hassan Ahmed, for people that don't know, he was the man at the crease that was unfortunately in the collision. And this is his first game since that controversial moment. And now he's on 50 off 12. It would be some sort of story if he was able to do it. And if you're a neutral, I'm sure you're sort of a bit hoping he does.
He's got a point to prove, Hassan. Played in the first ever ECL for Jinnah Brescia, actually.
This single-handed innings could knock the French champions out, the Kings.
To the wide go past.
Oh.
Is the old
Bestie's not happy.
He moved. I suppose the question is how much and then how wide was the ball. Ball misses the line by about a
This is where
stump.
it's your last game, and the amount of descent you might drop might just be up a couple of levels, because it doesn't really matter.
Sully likes it. He thinks he got the right call.
Well bowled.
Yeah, Bestie gets it right. Aims at 3 sticks instead.
Then he 50 off 12 out of nowhere. Really, they were struggling. This 50 off 12 has just given them a huge opportunity. I can't imagine what our reigning champions are feeling back at the hotel right now. If they knock Drew out, there's a big chance tomorrow we have a new champion.
How about them in the dugout?
Oh, they must be nervous.
You guys, bottom 5 still waiting to bat, potentially. And the wicket. Ahmed misses out on this one.
I mean, they've sort of been lucky in a sense that a lot of teams have been beating each other in the middle. No one's closed the door on them. This morning, if Drew had just played an okay game and got a point, the door would have been closed. Pretty much closed.
They were thrilled to just have to get the 3 points here. This is mistimed by Wazim, but he will get a single.
Well, so in fact, if Drew had have got that 1 point this morning, they would have had to chase the runs after this next over, which wouldn't have happened. So
Exactly.
after 6, it's a 94 for 4.
Slightly favoured in this chase, but a wicket or two could change things very, very quickly. Hassan Ahmed brings up a 12-ball 50 at a crucial time. Just started bombing it.
Oh. This is the destiny of 2 teams are on the cards right now. One of them, the reigning champions of this very event. They shocked everybody through last year when they came back again and actually won it. And right now, they have left their tournament on the line, and Brescia are planning on crashing it down. Interesting.
Okay, Ratchet's going to come back. 4 overs will determine who stays and who goes in ECL 24.
I mean, if they Drew get knocked out, there's a 75% chance tomorrow we have a new champion.
True. Don't take care. You're only remaining former champions to be in the competition. That happens. Starts with a wide.
Oh no, it's a vital one as well.
Yeah, that's the backup keeper Heasley. He's been given opportunity but couldn't glove that one cleanly.
That's a dream result because they're going to get the hot hand on strike and 2 free runs. So
Difference here, little one for Heasley. Just got to get your whole head across. Try and keep your head behind the line of the ball, and then you're more likely to judge it.
do they have more batting to come that's good enough to do this?
To be honest, they bat all the way down.
Here we go, huge contest.
Ratchet, what does he go? Off spin or leg spin here?
Off spin.
Goes offies. That one. He chases a wide one. He's gotten away with it a couple of times. Gets an edge, but it's a good enough edge to go to the boundary. 4 runs.
Yep, 4 more. Ahmed, the man who got sort of in the confrontation the other day accidentally, has got them to 100. He's playing a blinder.
He really is. Again, decision making there. That's what I think you leave alone.
No, you can't. You just go.
He edges it to the man in the circle. A different story.
He's too hot to leave it, Vinny. He is too hot at the moment.
Goes after this one as well. That's going to be 4. Well, he's got long levers, does Hussey. And he goes back-to-back 4s here in the 7th over.
Wow, what is happening? They lost early wickets. They were 2 for 5 off the first. Hassan Ahmed's first game since the injury, he's on a heater.
Knocked him back into form, to be honest, because before this he has struggled.
Oh, this is
Hasn't quite found his usual touch.
This is a story and a half loading here.
Sets up a potential Jinnah Brescia OV matchup tomorrow as well.
Yep.
Right.
Jeez, if that happened, imagine this.
The first time we have a haka before the game, but anyway, Wazim Ahmed probably would like to get going as well.
They're not there yet. They are not there yet. There's a long way to go. I just can't imagine what our reigning champions are feeling right now.
Got to feel it's so emotional. That's one thing about this ECL. I mean, franchise cricket, yes, it's around, and you just don't get the kind of loyalty, the kind of raw emotions when these players might have 1 shot in a year, maybe 1 shot in a lifetime to make an impression on the ECL. Straight to the field and
he's dropped him.
It was just flat at Coulter. Big Red will be seeing red then and throws it miles over the keeper. But Wazim Ahmed gets a life.
Yeah, he smashed that. He absolutely smoked it. Might have copped him on the chin a little bit there, but I guess you could say he saved a few runs, but I think he'll be disappointed he didn't catch it.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh boy, Vinny. Big late drama. 60 off 16. Ahmed playing a single-handedly amazing innings.
Keeps chasing these, but he seems to be getting away with it. He gets another boundary. Oh, I tell you what, I just can't believe he's going after these, but he's getting away with them every time and 4 more runs.
When you're this hot, Vin, there's nothing in your mind that's saying leave the pill. Nothing. He's just like, wherever it is, I'm going, and that must be a beautiful place to be in.
There's a strange calmness about his batting, given the situation.
Maybe the shoulder charge was the greatest thing that ever happened to him.
To be fair, he was caught. He was just caught off the field, wasn't he? Held invisible straw.
Six.
It's basically going pretty close to 4 at ball pace here.
It's an amazing innings.
3,
especially the period that he came out in. It is an amazing innings.
376. Keeps chasing him. They put the deep cover back this time and he just gets a single. And he'll retain the strike as we get down to the last 3 overs of this one. That over went for 17 and the score after 7. 111 for 4. Coming up tonight, well, it's the preview of tomorrow's 1 versus 2 match. We know that now. Old Victorians versus Hornchurch. Hornchurch winning the toss, electing to bat. Gives them a chance to bat first. They haven't done that since the very first match of their championship week. So get set. I think they'll still go with the regular order. Hankins and VJ to open. Well, Victorians, I'd like to get one over on the English, knowing that they'll be playing for an automatic spot in the final tomorrow. So join us in around about half an hour for the last match of the night. We might even have a special guest commentator stepping in, if you don't mind heading out for a little bit.
Okay, Vinny, if you make me.
Line them up.
Anyway, Mulder. Well, this over could determine the fate of 2 teams here.
CIYMS, you might say, what have they got to play for? Well, I don't think any team...
Yeah, you don't play to lose.
I don't think any team ever wants to kind of finish their journey with 5 losses, which is what would happen here.
Big contest. Here we go.
36 off 18 required. Flipper. Hussey seems set for it, just gets a single. Let's see what Wazeem can do against Jacob Mulder.
Wazeem has to offer a little bit here, just something. 35 off 17. You know how big this is, because if through it right now get through, they'll truly believe they can win the whole thing again. They're a very confident team, but they don't have the control right now. You can see Dan Weston, James Cantor, Roger Finer and others all tuned in. This is a big few balls.
Tense. The Imran might be required with the bat. Flips on.
1.
People just seem to have at least found the pace of Mulder a bit more. They're not getting rushed as much, but he's still very effective.
If he gets Ahmed here, you just feel that might fall short. I'm not too sure. You know their batting lineup a little bit better than I do.
They do bat all the way down. There's no bunnies in there. I mean, Rookie's been batting 11. Typically, he'd probably bat 5 or 6. Doesn't get under this one.
Another one.
So tense
this is tense.
So tense.
Yeah. This is that dressing room has been through a fair bit. They must be feeling it.
Options to bowl as well, plenty of them. The Irish. Tosses up, goes straight down the ground, gets 6. Maximo!
Oh.
Wazeem will get half a dozen there. Mulder pitches up, maybe slightly over pitches that time, going for the stumps, but Wazeem puts him over the ropes.
Unbelievable. What a partnership that's been brewing. And finally someone else goes with him. An important 6 in the context of this tournament. Jinnah Brescia still in it.
And he knocks him over, so it's going to be 6 and out for Wazeem. He'll probably take the trade-off at this stage to get a 6 off Mulder, but they'll need a new batter out there as Wazeem will go for 10 and the score's 120 for 5.
Jinnah Brescia aren't going to fall into another scenario where it's 2 runs off 1 ball or something like that. It couldn't happen again. It keeps happening. But this feels like it's going to go right to the wire. It's the faster one as always. Base of leg stump, just a bit maybe shorter than that. And he has to go.
Here's the thing, Jinnah, they just had drama even before they've made it to the ECL.
Well, they knocked out Skanderborg, right?
They did, but before even this championship week, remember they qualified for a tournament and then didn't happen, so there's a disappointment that wasn't their fault. They had to play a playoff with the 2020, they won in 2020, they had to play a playoff with the 2021 winners to go to 22. They lost like their only game of the year in that playoff, pretty much. And then to Roma CC, they came second last year. That's right. And so they didn't get back here last year either. And then they just seem to have the drama following them.
Well, they can put all of that in the past if they can make another 27 runs here.
Good luck for Reid. He's still a specialist bat.
Last ball from Mulder in this series.
Dot. So we go to the last 2 overs. Now they needed 12 and over before that over. Now it goes up. So 9 off that. 27 off 12 required. 120 for 8. This is where we need to get a camera on the Drur team, wherever they are.
That would
back at the Sunset Beach Club.
Oh, that would be good, because they must be biting their nails right now. They know that. That's why I was talking about it so much this morning, that they really had to fight hard for that point. And I don't think they did. And to be honest, Hornchurch could have, well, they could have got their old enemy out here.
That's the thing. Revenge best served cold, as they say in the classic. It would be cold if it was Hornchurch costing Drur their point. Again, the importance of being competitive in games that you might lose, but also being ruthless in games that you win.
Wow, what a scenario to wrap up.
Good was McCulloch early, rearranging the furniture a couple of times to remove both openers. He's going to come back now to bowl the 9th. Biggest over probably in Jinnah Brescia cricket history here coming up. They need 27 off 12. Here's the 9th.
Oh, look at them. They know. Oh, oh boy. The heart, they look calm, but the heart is pumping.
You need to start having grief counsellors on side as well, I think,
It'd
Corey.
be a serious comeback. Remember that massive chase versus Pack Eye Care? Everything they've been through. They've had 3 games that have literally gone to the last ball.
And they're against a team that probably just can't wait to hit the beers. That's the funny thing about it. Because, I mean, CIYMS, they know the guy. I mean, they want to win the game for sure.
Oh boy, here we go.
Still,
this is the matchup. Can Ahmed get him?
Situationally, it's very, very different. With all due respect to all my friends in the CIYMS lineup, here we go with McCulloch. And first one's hammered, and it's out of the ground. Maximo for Hassan. He's back, and he's back with a vengeance here. First ball of the 9th, he moves into the 70s.
Well, Vinny, he's back with 2 shoulders, and look what that extra shoulder can do. He's been moosing them since he's come out there. The man that unfortunately was sort of run into, and a little bit of his own causing as well, is back at it. 73 off 21 to get him in.
If he does, you better watch out.
There'll be emotion.
He's going to get mauled by his teammates, I'll tell you that much. But he's a long way away from it still. 21. They're taking nothing for granted, nor should they, at Jinnah Brescia bench. Now that's going to be 6 as well. Maximo! Over the 10s, over the way and far away. Hassan Ahmed goes back-to-back 6s off McCulloch.
Unbelievable. 15 off 10 now. 79 off 22 from this man who hasn't played for a few days. What a story this would be. What a comeback this would be from Jinnah Brescia.
And to be honest, the left-hander just kind of throws McCulloch for a loop. Yeah, he got both right-handed openers early on. He got Nissan for 4, he got Shriknaraz for 1.
Oh,
without scoring, I should say, first ball.
I can't imagine what Drur are thinking right now, honestly.
They're 98%, but tell that to Jinnah Brescia right now. Needing 15 off 10.
There's still a twist in this. If he gets out, it's still very much game on. Oh, what an innings.
79 off 22, scoring at more than 3.5 runs per ball. Lifted up, and that's into the gap. And a little bit of a forward pass if it was rugby.
They might have to have just a look at it just to make sure his foot was okay, but I'm pretty sure it was.
I think it is. Big red. Unless he didn't realise he stepped out. Let's have a look at it. I don't really see any evidence there that he ever touches the rope.
Like a ballerina.
No problem.
Beautiful. All right. Well, there's the one. You've got him off strike. Fareed's on strike. 14 off 9.
He's got his role to play here, Fareed.
Drur or Jinnah Brescia?
Put something in your head.
Go on.
You probably don't want to hear.
Go on.
Imagine a golden ball to stay or go. Could happen. You get 13 off the next one. There's always cheering your team. At the moment, there's stone cold silence around this ground. Fareed's turn. Doesn't really get a lot of it, but he will get one. He'll get Hassan back on strike with 2 to come in the over.
Well, all the permutations come down to these 8 balls. We will find out our final team in Championship Finals Day tomorrow. In the next couple of minutes, Vinny, Ahmed has played a crazy innings, 80 off 23. He came out when 2 wickets fell in the first over. They are feeling it in that dressing room. You can just sense it. They're shaking. What a game of cricket. Huge delivery.
Launches it. Goes again. Maximo back to the well. Hassan Ahmed. He moves closer to the target with his team. He's 86. They need 7 off 7 to survive. Jinnah Brescia and Dreux on their last legs back at the Sunset Beach Club.
Can you believe it? The French champions are going to be knocked out. 7 runs and they're gone. A crazy turn of events today. And, well, what an innings. He's come out and smoked absolutely everything.
Well,
Oh, Jinnah Brescia, what a tournament. Hey, credit to him if they do it.
7 off 7. What's his play here?
6.
Go again. I mean,
Left arm off
he's comprehensively won this battle with McCulloch. 6 to tie, 7 to win. Oh, off the fingertips of McCulloch. Wasn't really a genuine chance. Got across and didn't get middle hand anywhere near it. Bit of a stinger. So it'll be 6 off 6. We're going to the last over. Hassan Ahmed on strike. 1 hit away, Jinnah Brescia, 141 for 5.
Look, out of all the innings I've seen, DDC, Jonty Jenner, look, Hamza Niaz, for the circumstance that this is, if he hits the winning runs with a 6 and the injury that happened and what happened the other day, this for me is the innings of the ECL, 4th edition.
Circumstantially,
This is a serious innings.
We haven't really had a bigger point in the series now than this.
The way he has struck it, I haven't seen him bat this good in the tournament, even close before the injury. This could be the end of the French team, Dreux, who would have come back with high hopes. Oh boy.
I mean, you'd expect to get 6 off the last over, but remember they were well ahead in the chase in that game the other day. And I think he's just saying, look,
so this is where don't say anything to him. He's ticking. You don't need to run a message. Let the man bat. He's 87 off 25. Let him bat. Wow.
Yeah, would make for a nervous finish.
How are they feeling at Sunset Beach Club right now?
Oh, well, look,
tears?
They'd be just telling themselves there's a chance. There's a chance they won't get this. You know, everything up to here has gotten the game to a certain point, but anything's still possible. Last over, Best bowls it. He starts with a... Oh, boy. That's a huge call. Oh, and he never stepped across. And Best gets the call, and I got to be honest with you. Oh, does he step... If he steps across one stump, it's missed by one stump. I think it's a wide. I got to be honest with you.
Jinnah Brescia.
Oh, 6 off 5 now. Now this one is given. Again, Hassan is, to be fair to the umpire, he's going across probably a stump outside off stump before delivery, but that one misses by more.
We don't need any more controversy, Vinny.
5 off 5. Best looks like he could take an impact as well. The bowler steps across and misses.
Oh, no.
Steps back that time. 5 off 4. Best gets it pretty right. 3 balls outside the off stump and uncomfortable.
They've been in this situation twice before and somehow lost them.
5 off 4. Hassan Ahmed, 87. Jinnah Brescia.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, no.
LBW. He's plumb LBW. Steps across and swings across one. CIYMS believe as Hassan, 87. The devil's number, as they say, where I come from, and it's the end of an amazing innings. He takes them all the way to the water, but he can't make it drink just yet. It's 142 for 6.
There is tears. This means everything. Oh, Jinnah Brescia have been put through the blender this week. I tell you what an innings comes to an end. He goes across, he gets the bluff Best, and he hits him in the ball. That's plum. Oh, Vinny, they've had the craziest week, Jinnah Brescia. Drew are celebrating, but what an innings from this man.
Brilliant innings from Hassan, 87 off 28 at better than 3 a ball. But they're not there yet.
Oh, no way. They're not.
Imran comes to the crease. Hassan, what a fantastic knock. So proud of what he's achieved in that innings. But I think he doesn't think the ball's going to be on the stumps after what Best delivered the first 3 deliveries of the over.
They're not going to fail again at the end here, are they? Look, we know that what happened. There was a bit of a bump, a dead ball. They didn't get the points. Last night, they whacked a ball. It hit the bowler's foot, and then he was run out. It couldn't happen again.
One of the 2 teams, either Jinnah Brescia or Dreux, they'll be checking out of the Sunset Beach and checking in at the Heartbreak Hotel at the end of this game. There's 3 balls left. mean, even now, 3 singles isn't good enough.
Oh, wow.
Fareed's not established. He's 1 off 2. Imran yet to face. Best will have to deal with a right hand. It changes the angle, comes around the wicket.
Oh, boy.
5 to win. 3 balls left. And he misses.
Oh,
and
no.
they're going to run. And it's going to be missed.
Well,
now they could go 2, and they will get 2, I think. Well.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the backup keeper. Heasley throws overarm best.
Jeez.
Lets it go through to the proverbial keeper who wasn't there. They get 2 from nothing.
They get 2 from nothing. They should need 5 off 2. The throw misses and they steal an extra run.
I mean, even if they hit the bowler's end, the batter was going to beat the throw, I
What
think.
would the French team be thinking? Right through are probably freaking out.
Now we're talking 2 singles as a golden ball.
No way. Here we go. 3 off 2. Imran, here's your moment if you can do it.
Hits it. Fielded.
They're going to be 2 off 1 again.
It's history repeating. History repeating. I can't believe it. We could have another 1-run game. We could have a golden ball.
Oh, this couldn't happen to them again. They've been in this scenario twice and it hasn't worked for Jinnah Brescia.
Unbelievable stuff.
No way.
Oh, I know Rhino's watching. He can't believe what he's seeing as well.
Surely this is their time. I can't believe it.
Well, Jinnah Brescia.
This is going to be heartbreak if they don't do it,
Hit
Vinny.
it. First thing. 1 for a golden ball. 2 to win. And to the 5's perfect. It's not going to be. It's got to be a golden ball. They concede the 1. There's no call. Wait for the call. There's no call.
What's the call?
The call is.
It's got to be by, wide, or 1
It's got to be. It's either. I think they want to have a look. It's a bye. So we got a golden ball for survival.
Oh my! Whoa!
It seems fine live.
Oh, it's a golden ball to see if the Italian team, Jinnah Brescia or Drew, go through. How close was it? Oh, it's just in.
I think
it's
just probably the right call. I mean, we had that 1 first ball, the over. So we got a golden ball to survive. And if you thought it couldn't get more dramatic, it has just gotten more dramatic here because we have a golden ball to decide whether Jinnah Brescia will survive in the competition. If they do, Drew out. And if CIYMS can defend 2 here, then the reigning European champions, Drew, are back in the competition.
Unbelievable over from Best. They are, oh, this is just crazy. The last few days have been the best few days on ECN history. It's a golden ball. Jinnah Brescia, they've missed out some shots in this last over. It could cost them the tournament.
Here's the thing, who faces? I mean, they were
Fareed.
equally unconvincing.
Nah, Fareed, because that was not impressive from Imran, the last 2 balls. Go to Fareed.
My word.
Why didn't the keeper throw it and try to get the run out to win?
He just didn't want to. He saw
froze.
it go for 2 last time. I don't know.
Oh, no way. Poor old Jinnah Brescia.
This is where the golden ball pressure.
This is theatre, Vinny.
And this might be the most important golden ball that we've ever had.
Oh, hook it in my veins. I need 10 games a day. This is phenomenal cricket. Oh, Jinnah Brescia, they've had heartache after heartache after heartache. This couldn't happen again. Surely they're going to get the 2. Or a CIYMS going to spoil the party and will go through.
Wow, there we go.
Unbelievable scenes here at Cardimer Oval. Oh, you can feel it.
Our last golden ball was golden ball 55.
Oh, this is going to be crazy. One team is going to be absolutely heartbroken. Who's it going to be?
Fareed. I mean, this is so hard to just kind of regulate yourself in this situation.
Oh, my word. They must feel
so much on the
awful.
line. I mean, yes, CIYMS want to win, but it's Jinnah Brescia.
Call it in, Vinny.
Comes down to this golden ball 56 for ECL survival and a chance to stay in the race for a European title. 2 to win. And
they're going to run it.
Come for 2. It comes pretty slowly to Mulder. Now, can he get the throw back in time?
Oh, they've done it! They've done it!
Jinnah Brescia get a slice of luck and they survive in the competition. It rolled really slowly to the outfield and the ball came back in. It was wide of the keeper, and Fareed, well, the best miss hit of his life results in his team surviving. Drew, the European champions, are out. We'll have a new champion this year from last, and Jinnah Brescia have done it in a golden ball thriller.
It's the greatest miss hit you've ever seen. It just died in the turf and Mulder couldn't get to it in. It wasn't the greatest throw. Threw her out. The reigning kings are gone. Jinnah Brescia, we've had heartache all week. Oh, they've won it, and you have to feel well done to them. They deserve 4th spot.
Oh, CIYMS, credit to them. What a great game of cricket. I mean, they were anything but a gone entity in that one. Imran, he's certainly breathing a lot easier now as well.
I'm having a heart attack.
The fact that it was a miss hit actually worked to Farid's advantage.
It's the greatest miss hit I've ever seen.
He knows he's got to go. He turns, he has to go around Imran. Better throw there. I think he could still have been gone. But again, Heasley behind the stumps, not able to gather it. It wouldn't have been out anyway, even if he had. And Jinnah Brescia, I'll be thanking the man upstairs after that one, because they do survive in the competition. And I suppose that incident earlier in the week, in the end, it now can be resigned to the history books, because they do survive to the top 4 and still have their European hopes alive.
Absolute theatre, Vinny. Hook it in my veins. That is a serious game of cricket. Goodbye to Drew. Maybe we see you again. Maybe we don't. The reigning kings are gone. They will be in utter shock at Sunset Beach Club. But you have to give it to Brescia. They have been through the ringer all week. They are in the final 4.
Yeah, a couple of calls going against Jinnah Brescia in the last over, but they survive at the last. Let's go back. Seems a long time ago now, doesn't it, that McCulloch just castled the 2 openers in the first. This is an ECS classic that we'll remember for a very long time, and it actually ends in a golden ball. Yeah,
at this stage, Jinnah Brescia, the big hit is gone at the top, and you just thought it's all over. They're not going to be able to pull this off, but an unbelievable comeback. It started with Tanveer, who came out at number 4, whacked some 6s. The fan zone were loving it. I love you too, Neil.
Yeah, Mrs. Robinson, she was enjoying life out there as well. But then we had that 6 and out. I said that was a good trade-off at the time. Probably was. Look, a finish, unlike anything you see. This was where it all kicked off in the fan zone. It's going to be even busier tomorrow as well. And of course, it's thirsty work taking catches in the fan zone. And was off to buy another round of victorious evaders. But Hassan Ahmed, well, he can actually look back fondly at this 87. Tell you what, another metre difference at the end, and there would be a very, very different emotion that he'd feel about this knock. Yeah, just crazy, wasn't it? This was another wicket falling, but then basically it was up to this man. The left-handed hitter was just on fire. One of the better innings I've seen out here. Ahmed, who went through the ringer the other day. Look, he was involved in that unfortunate collision. Yeah. To come back and bat like that and get your team into championship finals day, well done. Really well done. It occurred to me we're going to see back like Jinnah Brescia rematch of the 179, 178. Anyway, let's go back. And then we had a controversial non-wide call. Then we had a dot. And then we had this, LBW. And then it all was kicking off, wasn't it? Couldn't hit it.
This was massive.
We had this.
This is massive.
Yeah.
This 2 buys. Oh, it's such an error.
Could argue that's the run that keeps them in the competition. Yep. But anyway, came down to the last ball of regulation. And everyone looking on. No one was saying anything at all. And so it went to a golden ball. And because it was hit so slowly, Mulder took time to get there. The throw probably didn't have that much on it in the end. And Jinnah Brescia, well, chance of more injuries there as they run on in celebration, jubilation, relief. All the emotions are being experienced. And Corey, we reset the golden ball clock to 0. Unbelievable. Honestly, the last few days have just been the best cricket. We've had so many last ball finishes. Vinny, I'm done. I'm out. I am so sweaty up here. Yeah, well, I'm aware of that because I'm a metre away from you. I was probably a metre away from a different result in the end, but Hassan Ahmed revives his team after coming in after those first 2 wickets. Wow. He scores 87 off 28. Tanveer was good while he was there, 24. Probably got out a bit too soon for his liking. Wasim with 10, Rizwan with 5. Weren't able to really get going. And Farid and Imran, although Farid has 1 on the board there, he actually scores 2 runs off the golden ball, which is enough to get Jinnah Brescia into the 4. Outstanding entertainment. You'll never see it anywhere else. Just theatre, just cricket. That's the commiserations. I guess right now we're saying our goodbye to Drew, who have been fantastic champions for a year, but they will be heartbroken right now. But let's be honest, they just didn't quite play as well as they were able to play last year in the big moments. I think the fact they don't take
wherever you're watching across the world, whether you're keeping an eye on this game from BT Sport in England, or one of our broadcast partners everywhere else around the globe. England 11 are into battle again. The tournament favourites chasing a 5th consecutive win up against an Italian side who, as was alluded to by Vinny Sandy, are in desperate strife. In truth, 4 consecutive losses for them so far in the competition. Must be said, it's not a full strength Italian team. They've got their eyes on the ICC Europe qualifiers that are coming the week after the Stream 11 European Cricket Championship finishes, so vast majority of these players are playing in Italian colours for the first time. England triumphed in the first meeting between this pair. Those are your team sheets. Annika Vass and Ravi Paul miss out for Italy. Both were players that didn't have the best games when they faced England 11 the first time around. 2 bowlers that got hit all over the place. Alex Mellor, the ex-Warwickshire left-handed bat, misses out for the England 11. As does Rich Edwards, who's been impressive opening bowler for them, but rest and rotation very much the name of the game for this England 11, so he misses out. Mohammed Imran to get us going. Just jabbed away by Harrison Ward, who's been a star for the England 11 with the bat. He's top scored in 3 of their 4 innings so far. 41 not out off 18 balls against Germany, 40 off just 12 balls against Finland, and then 37 off 13 against the Italians yesterday. Lovely bowling from Imran. Just got Ward pushing at that one outside the off stump. It's a really nice spot to be in. And in that fixture, the 7th match of Group C on Tuesday morning, England put 127 for 3 on the board and kept the Italians to 94 for 6, winning by 33 runs. Down the ground from Ward, thought of a single, turned it down in the end. Fielded by Amir Sharif, who is Italy's best bowler, and we'll see him very shortly. He's giving that ball a good dry because there is a lot of dew here. And actually, despite the early morning sun, it's pretty cold and nippy. The England 11 were in buoyant mood, karaoke mood, on the early morning bus in. As Ward slices this one away. And that is the first boundary of the day. Have a double check as to whether it's 4 or 6. England 11 all smiles, and why not with their start to the tournament. Harrison Ward has his first boundary on this Wednesday morning. Didn't quite get all of it, but he is batting in the power play. I think the umpire's just maybe double checking with the third umpire as to whether it is 4 or 6. So on we go. Short, and no doubt about this one, that is out. Superbly caught by Jasprit Singh. Such an important breakthrough. It's Harrison Ward who's been the England 11's most destructive batter in the tournament so far, but he is gone. And the England 11 are 4 for 1 early on. Well, if Italy are going to spring an upset, they needed a bit of inspiration early. And Jasprit Singh, who's normally so important for them with the ball in hand bowling, has taken a great catch out there. It wasn't an easy one. So Ward is gone, passes on a bit of advice to Ewan Woods, who heads out. Just 1-4 for Harrison Ward, who is a regular for Sussex in all 3 formats this summer just gone. But for the first time in this tournament, he's fallen cheaply. So Woods heading out now, a man nicknamed Jingu, due to references to his ginger hair and also the fact that he talks a little bit like Pingu, the children's cartoon character. And Woods is not quite fired yet with the bat in this tournament. As that is a wide. Umpire's using that blue guideline, so I'll have to re-bowl that one, Imran. Ian Woods is 21 years old, one of 4 players in this team who plays his national counties cricket for Berkshire. This side has been selected as the best of the National County Cricketers Association's players. Straight to backward point, dot ball to finish the first. Imran concedes 5, and the England 11 are 5 for 1 after the first over. So these two both still yet to get off the mark. It will be interesting to see how the England 11 cope here without the big hitting prowess of Ward out there early on. He's really set the tone for them often with the bat. Luke Webb and Ewan Woods out there. Webb now facing up and taking guard. Webb hit 49 off 23 yesterday against Germany. Was to fall just short of the half-century mark, but it was an impressive knock that put them in a position to go on and win that game by 46 runs. In the early morning sun here at the glorious Cartama Oval on the Spanish south coast. Webb is now taking guard. I know they were saying to me that they haven't played in heat of Spain before. Well, this is conditions these England players will be a lot more accustomed to. Webb can't get that away, so that is a dot ball. 3 over power play. It does go by in a flash. These two have got to try and take advantage of it if they can. It's very much a learning curve for this England side. A decent number of them have played first-class cricket before, but T10 on this postage stamp of a ground is another thing altogether. So it will get off the mark this time, Webb. Got fly slip in Italy. Something we saw from England on day 1 of Group C action as well. The Italians have adopted it as well in turn. So now Woods facing up. It's part of the England Under-19 World Cup team back in 2018 in New Zealand. Did score a Under-19 one-day international ton against Bangladesh as well. They'll get off the mark here with a quick single to short mid-wicket. Brings on to strike Luke Webb. Webb, who's seen as somewhat of the father figure of this team, the sensible one. He's also a bit of a leader. He's captain of Dorset, one of a handful of players in this squad who actually are captains of their national counties. He's not really got all of this, and it's caught on the juggle. It's a second one. Irfan Sheikh takes the catch, and the England 11 is 7 for 2. Luke Webb, who struck them so well in the victory over Germany yesterday, has to perish. And it's a wicket for Baljit Singh. Both opening bowlers have a wicket. He's just on it a bit early and didn't really time it at all. Got a bit fortunate there, Irfan Sheikh, because where the ball bounced off his body and it came up fortuitously for him to catch. So that's the end of Webb for 1 off 3. If you're of persuasion towards England in any way, shape or form, maybe watching on BT Sport, I'll imagine that you're a bit nervous right now. The England 11 could be about to be upset, maybe lose their first game of this tournament. I'm sure anyone watching in the Netherlands will remember what happened to the Dutch 11. They looked well placed to win all 8 of their pool games before losing to Portugal. Taking guard now is Sam Pearce. Pearce has played for the Morgan in both the T20 Blast and Royal London 50 over competition. He's playing plenty of cricket for Wales. He's their skipper. Straight 2 point. Pearce led Wales to the semi-final of the National Counties Cricket Association 50 over competition this summer. And much like many of this England 11, some aspiring professional cricketer for whom this tournament might be something of a handy shot window. And just strike rotation, aim of the game. So 2 overs gone, just 1 boundary for the England 11. And it's a boundaryless power play over from Aljit Singh. Concedes just 3 from it. The England 11 are 8 for 2 after 2 overs. And that's the table so far. So the England 11 chasing a 5th win from 5. Italy seeking to avoid a 5th defeat from 5. The top 4 teams from this double round robin format, where everybody plays everybody twice, will make it through to Group C finals day Friday. And from that finals day, 2 will make it through to the finals week proper, week 4 of this Dream 11 European Cricket Championship. Mohamed Imran staying on. It's a good delivery. He's getting a bit out of this pitch. There's plenty of moisture on it. There's a lot of dew here in the early morning. A very, very good time to bowl. We rarely see sides on the European Cricket Network do anything else than winning the toss in the first game of the day, and Italy were delighted that the coin came down in their favour. Comes a long way down. I think it's hitting him outside the line of off stump, and it dribbles away to the boundary. It's a bit of fortune for the England 11. Testing stuff from Imran. Took 1 for 15 against England yesterday when they met. He also actually bowled the 2nd maiden in T10 international cricket history. Of course, this is the first ever T10 international competition. 2 overs, 1 maiden, 5 for 1 against Germany in the first match of Group C on Monday morning. Down the ground, hit hard and not taken. You get through for a single. I'm not sure how much Mohamed Imran knew about this one. It's ringing that left hand. It's really hurt him. This is the last thing Italy will need when the momentum is with them in the game. Nice bit of sportsmanship there. Sam Pearce just putting out a hand and checking on the health of the bowler. That's got to hurt. Would have been quite astonishing caught and bowled had he managed to take it. Going to go hard in these last 3 balls of the power play, or just consolidate? Steps down the track, Woods. Have to settle for a single, though. What a spell this has been from Mohamed Imran. He's got just 2 more balls to complete of it. Goes by in such a blink of an eye. T10 game, particularly as a bowler, when you get 12 balls to make an impact on the match. Long off and 3rd out. Only 2 allowed out, of course, in this power play. It's another big LBW shout, and again umpire Croucher turns it down. Wonder whether it's hit him outside line of off stump whilst playing a shot. Has been given as a leg bye. It's also fair way down the pitch too. So those are the factors in favour of Sam Pearce. Pearce 1 of 3 as you play their national counties cricket for Wales. Slow ball chipped up. He was very early on it. And it will be a single to finish the power play. It is comfortably England 11's worst power play of the tournament so far. They're 16 for 2 at the end of it. And it is, to his great credit, Mohamed Imran's best spell of the entire tournament so far. 1 for 8 from his pair of overs. He's given Italy every chance of a famous upset here. Italy thus far losing to Germany on the last ball, losing by 8 wickets with 3 balls to spare against the Czech Republic. Both of those games on Monday. Then yesterday, defeated by 33 runs against the England 11. And then losing by 5 runs against Finland in a contest between both teams who'd lost all 3 of their games up to that point. Woods and Pearce trying to lead the recovery. Baljit Singh on with the power play done. He's got long on, long off out, so one would think he probably can't afford to drop too short. He's also interestingly got a 6-3 field. I think he's going to push this across. Woods, he tries to get funky. We're waiting on a possible wide call from the umpire, but not given, so it's a valuable dot for Baljit. Bold gamble this from Italy. They're bowling out both of their opening bowlers. Sense on a run of momentum here, but the problem is then it can be difficult for those that follow in behind to keep up that momentum. Low full toss. Hard down to long off from Woods. Still going at below a runner ball. Lots of encouragement from the Italian bowlers. It's a reverse of what the coach was like on the way from the Sunset Beach Hotel to the ground today. The Italian players were very, very quiet at the back of the bus, and it was the England players having a karaoke session at the front of it. How the tables have turned. Slow ball, whipped away, and straight to mid-wicket and dropped by Mohammed Imran. How crucial could that prove? He's handed Pearce alive. He bowled such a magnificent spell, 1 for 8 from his 2 overs. This has gone straight into the breadbasket and straight out again. Was low down, but it's a catch that you would expect him to take. So unfortunate for Baljit, who should have a second wicket. Steps down and out towards long on, and that's dropped as well. A much, much tougher chance. And Woods gets a boundary that somewhat releases the pressure on the England 11. He will be feeling it right now. Woods trying to hit his way out of trouble. And it was Amir Sharif diving forward at long on. It would have been one of the catches of the tournament with this hard Kookaburra ball in the early morning where it is pretty cold, in truth, despite the sun. Turned away again by Woods. Just like that whip through long on. Ewan Woods, who plays his club cricket from a young age at Walgrove Cricket Club just outside Reading. Jokingly told me pretty much lives there. His dad Martin has been a groundsman for a long time. His brother Alex has followed in the groundskeeping tradition, works at New Road and with Worcestershire County Cricket Club. His mum Michelle loves the game as well. I'm sure they're proud and watching on and hoping Ewan can help England rebuild here. Now, swipe from Pearce, and that is the end of a magnificent spell from Baljit Singh. So Baljit has conceded just 10 from his pair of overs and picked up a wicket. Mohammed Imran has gone for 8 and is bowled magnificently too. And they find themselves in all sorts of trouble here after 4 overs. So 4 overs gone. And the England 11 are in a spot of bother here. 23 for 2. Short, hit hard by Woods. There's a sweeper out there. And it's taken this time. 2 catches dropped in the previous over. But Sharif, Italy's top wicket taker in the tournament, has done it again for them. The golden arm, Amir Sharif, leaves the England 11 23 for 3. And it's the end of Ewan Woods. So it goes from bad to worse for the tournament favourites, who are really being tested here. so the end of Ewan Woods. Out comes Dan Lincoln in this changed England 11 batting order. They have said that they want to give all of their batters an opportunity, but it means the skipper comes in with his side in a bit of a pickle, really. This will test out the resolve of Lincoln and this England 11.
Come on, boys!
That's a wide from Sharif, who's got a big responsibility here to keep up the pressure. With the two openers both bowled out. Sharif, who took 4 for 19 against Germany, and then 1 for 20 against the Czech Republic, 2 for 21 against England in the reverse fixture, and 3 for 8 against Finland. So he has 10 wickets already before this game. Into the ground from Lincoln, and good running from Pearce, particularly as the non-striker called Lincoln through, backed himself to make it at the keeper's end. It is tough to bat in these early morning conditions. We've seen that across this Dream 11 European Cricket Championship. Even for the might of the England 11, it is proving so. It makes for an intriguing contest. Short. Nice shot from Pearce. Down to third. Sam Pearce, one of the 3 players in this side who represent Wales in national amateur counties cricket, previously known as the minor counties, but in more recent years has been known as the national counties, who's outside of the 18-team first-class setup. Again, just strike rotation from Lincoln. They think of 2, but they turn it down. You're not going to get many 2s on the ground that is 50 metres all the way around. And I know that those 3 Welsh players have been given a little bit of jovial stick within the camp about pulling on the red jersey, but it being in England colours. They were all pretty quick to tell me that as long as it wasn't rugby, which of course is so often the national sport of Wales, they don't mind. Low full toss, flicked away by Pearce, straight to deep square leg. Of course, one thinks of the Six Nations in particular, where Wales versus England, whether it be at Twickenham or the Millennium Stadium, is something of a game to behold. Last ball of Sharif's over. It's been a really good one. And again, just a single from Lincoln. So at the end of the 5th over, it is the tournament favourites who are in all sorts of trouble here. The England 11 find themselves 29 for 3. Sharif's conceded just 6 runs from his opening over. And I tell you what, you just never know what's going to come next in this Dream 11 European Cricket Championship. Good morning to you wherever you are across the world. It's fantastic to have your company. I'm Michael McCann, and alongside me for the rest of this game, it's Vinny Sandu. Good morning.
Thanks, Michael. And look, it's great to be here. And a bit of a milestone day for us because, look, we are counting up. We're not counting down. This is actually game number 897 that we have broadcast on the European Cricket Network this year. So whether you're watching on ECN, on our YouTube channel, or one of our international broadcast partners, it's wonderful to have your company. And today we will reach the big 900. We set a bit of a task at the start of the year. We wanted to do 1,000+ games, and we're right on track. So thanks for joining us, and it's great to be with you, Michael. Very interesting start to this match as well.
It's not a good delivery, and it will be given as a no ball, so free hit to follow. This is not what you want in terms of releasing the pressure on a batting side when you've got them exactly where you want them. So will be one for him to have a look at, Sam Pearce. Have a look at with little to no consequences. Of course, he can still be run out off a free hit for obvious reasons.
What about this start, though, from Italy? A team that hasn't got a win against a team that hasn't looked like losing, really. But England, they're so dangerous. They're so dangerous, even if they're on the ropes. You saw them bounce back yesterday.
Straight to deep cover. And a free hit, of course.
Michael, it's all right. You're not the first, and you won't be the last. That one had me as well, but yeah, of course, the ball following a no ball is a free hit. But I mean, we saw it yesterday, didn't we, with England, the way they bounced back. You know, they looked to be heading for something like 100. They ended up still scoring in excess of 130. So a big task for Italy.
No. That's a full toss, and that gets the treatment from Dan Lincoln. Dropped down the order and having to come in during a batting collapse. He's put the bad ball away. I hope to get the England 11 off into a better direction. It is the first 6 of the innings, not coming until the second half of it.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's been a long time coming, hasn't it? Full toss, though. It hasn't been a good over so far. Jaspreet, you'll want to improve. You just don't want to give this innings any oxygen because England 11 will make you pay.
It's going down leg. It'll be a leg by. Your only concern for Italy is that they've bowled out arguably their best 2 bowlers in Mohammad Imran and Baljit Singh. Amir Sharif, the top wicket taker, he's been impressive as well, has only got an over left. So it's Jaspreet Singh who's on now. They've then got to find a 5th bowler from somewhere. They do have the spin of Adnan Mohammed and Jawahar Singh. I know that for this first game they primarily want to stick to their seam attack where possible. They've dropped Ravi Paul and Yannick Avas, who've both struggled thus far. Well hit by Pearce, but nicely fielded as well by Amir Sharif. So do they hold back Sharif? He's normally their death bowler and save his second over for the 10th and look to others to fill in until then? Or do they keep Sharif on after his excellent first over? Went for just 6 and brought a wicket.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a gamble, isn't it? The thing is, we've seen so many innings get derailed by one bad over, haven't we, in this tournament so far, that might go for in the high 20s, even 30 runs.
But you can't hide your 5th bowler forever.
That's true. That's what I mean. Who'd be a captain?
Left alone, hoping for the wide maybe Lincoln, but not given. Dan Lincoln, who had quite the journey to get here, former professional goalkeeper of Reading, has had a few seasons with Middlesex until last season where he played county championship game and 2 T20s at Kent. Gave up cricket at 16 and restarted 6 years later and hasn't looked back since. And he's got a decent chunk of this, 4 through wide long on. But Lincoln starting to get the England 11 motoring finally, belatedly. And it's 14 that comes off that 6th over, 44 for 3.
Yeah, it's a really good shot, really good bit of placement, the way he manipulated his wrists there. He wanted to get it a little bit square up, but that has inherent risks when you're hitting across the line slightly. But he just did that one to perfection. And so 4 to finish the 6. Six overs down, 44 for 3. I mean, from here, I normally work with a 2 a ball kind of projection. It takes us to 92. Still think England 11, typically they find a way to get 100 plus, don't they? And you back them to defend it, but next 4 overs are huge. Probably the biggest 4 overs of the Italians tournament so far, because they're 0-4. This is a real opportunity for them. And they're giving the ball to Ahmad Khan here in the 7th.
Giving themselves a chance here though, Italy. England 11 got 127 for 3 against them yesterday. I imagine they're not going to get near 127 here. Steps across, just jams it into his own pad, Pearce. He's been frustrated. He has 8 off 13. Lincoln on to strike. Mentioned giving up cricket at 16 and restarting 6 years later. Credible story as to how that happened. When he was 22, he played in a game involving the Middlesex second team and a lot of very good amateur cricketers in that part of the world, and he scored 130 off 35 balls in a T20, and then thought, well, maybe I should be playing cricket after all. Full toss, and he's absolutely smashed that. It sounded so good off the bat. The crack of lever on willow was a delightful noise, as long as you're not Italian or your name's not Ahmad Khan. 4 more for Lincoln.
Well, Lincoln has got out on the right side of the bed, that's for sure. And whereas teammates have struggled to get going, Dan Lincoln Has hit everything in the middle of the bat so far, really. Once again, though, it's not a good delivery, is it, from Ahmed Khan? He's got to get it right. Cannot let this England 11 get away, because they will be ruthless with you, especially if they've got wickets in hand towards the back end of this innings.
He's leading with his bat right now, Dan Lincoln. He's so key in the field because he's not just England 11's keeper, but of course their skipper. Short. Just turns that one away for 4 through backward square leg. Well, Lincoln's making this look easy. He's playing a different ball game to everybody else out here. He's on to 22 off just 10 balls.
Yeah, this is sensational batting because he knows that fine leg was up in the circle. He didn't have to hit it hard. He just manoeuvres it around the corner. Once again, it's all about the placement from Lincoln, and he's looking the goods here. 22 off only 10 balls.
He's down the ground this time, but this run of boundaries ends with a single. Brings back onto strike Pearce, who's got to go for it now. He has 8 off 13, Sam Pearce.
It just hasn't happened for him, has it, so far in this innings, and doesn't have a boundary.
Promoted up the order. Do you want to give everyone an opportunity, the England 11? Goes to scoop, and that sort of sums up Sam Pearce's innings. Nothing's quite going right for him, and this has dribbled its way through to the wicket-keeper, Nisar Ahmed.
Well, have a look at it here. I mean, gets a little touch on this. Could have gone onto his stumps. It's fine, but there's 2 fine as well. But, yeah, it's... Just looking at last time these two teams played, it was 127 to 94. England getting over the line. So Italy did score 94 against them. Looks at the moment to be the kind of score they might be having to chase.
Swipe and a miss from Pearce, who has 8 off 15. That is the end of the over, 10 from it. And that's a very good recovery from the first 3 balls went for 9. So 7 overs gone. Italy will be very, very happy. The tournament favourites, arguably, are under big pressure. 54 for 3.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange shot, that last one. Probably a shot of frustration from Pearce. It was a shot where he kind of lost his shape, and he's looking frustrated out there. Just a reminder of where we are as far as this tournament goes. It's a 4-week tournament. We have 3 group weeks, and the best 2 performers from each of the groups going through to the championship week, which starts on Monday. And so 2 of the teams in Group C will join Belgium, Spain, the Netherlands, Lebanon, and Austria in that 6-team championship week. So still well over a week to go here in Spain. We're loving it, and we're loving that so many people are enjoying it as well. So it's great to have your company, as always, here on the 3rd day of the 3rd week of the first ever Dream 11 European Cricket Championship.
All eyes on Lincoln here. He's been batting brilliantly. He's got to dig his side out of something of a hole. Uses the strike though. It's now going to be interesting to see what Pearce does, because he really does have to go for it. Dan Lincoln's coming down to have a little bit of a word with his batting partner, just signalling that Sharif is swinging the ball into him. And Sharif, he's top wicket taker of the tournament so far. He's already got 11, including 1 in this game. Just 1 for Pearce. 16 balls faced by him now. And he's still boundaryless. He's cutting a very frustrated figure, as you can imagine. Just throwing that head up towards the sky. Lincoln looks completely in form at the moment. Pearce, someone suggests, somewhat towards the opposite so far. This time Lincoln to settle for what? Well, they're going to try and get 2 to get Lincoln back on strike. It won't work. It's a self-sacrifice from Sam Pearce, and in this situation that makes sense. It does at least mean that Dan Lincoln keeps the strike, and a long and lonely vigil for Sam Pearce comes to an end. He's made 9 off 16 balls, and the England 11 are 57 for 4 now. Nice work out on the deep mid-wicket rope. always looked like it was going to be difficult to get to on this ground where it's 50-metre boundaries all the way around. This will show you it's barely in the frame. Good throw from Nathan Sheikh. Maybe just bounced up a touch off the AstroTurf. The third umpire is having another look at this. It seemed out from our commentary position, but Waller did have to take it a long way, Amir Sharif, down to the stumps. Yep, that looks like it's out. Line, of course, belongs to the fielding team. So out comes Tom Bevan. One Welsh player replaced by another. 21-year-old, he's represented Wales in white and red ball cricket. Former Glamorgan Academy graduate. And a sports scholar at Millfield. Be playing this winter at the Gary Kirsten Academy in South Africa. Now he's at the non-strikers, of course, because it was run out at the bowler's end. Just 15 balls left.
I think you saw there from the running how important it was. They thought to get Lincoln on strike, and just wasn't working for Pearce in that innings, was it? Disappointment for him, but I'm sure he'll get another opportunity. Here's Sharif.
Not quite got all of this, Lincoln. Now Bevan's got to try and add some impetus to the innings. He certainly did that yesterday. 35 of 10 balls against Germany. And hit 6 of those 10 balls that he faced to the boundary. 2 fours and 4 sixes. As Stephen Knox, the Germany head coach, and the German players watch on there in action against the Czech Republic in game 2 of today. Low for toss, whipped away, and that's brilliantly stopped. Nathan Sheikh realised he wasn't going to take the catch. He manages to get those knees and body in front of the ball and get something behind it. Prevents the boundary.
A really good stop. Really, really good stop. See, it's a real awkward one. Does get away from them. They do get 2, which might be important, but does take us to Bevan. I mean, Bevan's been so good. So he hit the ball so well yesterday. See what he does with last ball of the over.
Going to think of 2 here. Doubt they're going to get it. They're not even going to try in the end. So end of the over, 61 for 4. Bevan will keep the strike. And Sharif, much like his seam bowling counterparts who open the innings in Mohammed Imran and Baljit Singh, has kept things very tight. 1 for 13 from his 2.
Yeah, they've done well just to pull it back, haven't they? And you just thought the way Lincoln was going, maybe it could run away from the Italians pretty quickly. The wheels might fall off, but you know, I've been impressed with the way they've applied themselves, the way it was looking. Those 2 double figure overs in 6 and 7. There were 15 and 10. And that one from Sharif was really good. And you talked about whether they bring him back at the very end. I think they just sensed that the moment was there to bring him back. And he only conceded 7. But well, a huge 2 overs coming up. And they've got Jasprit Singh bowling the 9th. He was the one that did go for a few runs. That was 15. He went 4 in the 6th. The most expensive over so far. And he's going to be bowling to Bevan, who has been in form.
Nice Yorker first up. Not much that even players in good nick can do with that. So now it's over to Lincoln. Just 11 balls left, and credit to Italy. They've gone for a sort of horses for courses approach. They haven't used either of their spinners. And it makes sense as well in these conditions. Jorwai Singh, as well as Adnan Mohammed, not required. Just turned away by Lincoln. Gainer will only get 1 though.
Getting that Yorker, isn't he? And oh, now they're going to think about 2. Well, this is sloppy. And they will concede an overthrow. It's also really alert running from the Englishmen. And look, I think they've learnt a lot from the running between the wickets they've seen from some of the other teams that have played more of this kind of format. So that does get Lincoln back on strike. They're just little things that's going to frustrate Jasprit. He has been nailing that Yorker. And Michael, how good is it that we're watching England versus Italy at cricket? And we've got a real game on our hands.
Let's hope it doesn't go to penalties, is what all the Englishmen will be thinking. As that is almost hit straight into the gloves of Nisar Ahmed. And they'll get a single. Well, he's very good on his scoops and his paddles, Stan Lincoln, but by his own admission, this wasn't quite his best execution.
He's lucky to survive here. See this one, I don't think it quite kind of carries to the keeper, almost yorks him. Get a view of it here. I'm not so sure, but if he's been caught behind, if it did just travel a little bit further, that was an awkward one for Nisa Ahmed, who's back behind the subs today for Italy.
Down the ground, and 4. Hit very hard from Bevan. That's what he can offer at the back end of an innings. It's a desperately needed boundary in an innings that has been really starved of them. It is only the 7th 4 to go with just 1-6.
I mean, Bevan has been the man for me in the last 24 hours for England. I think he's hit the ball as well as anyone. He has a low back lift, but it's all wrists. He gets in a good position, power position, and hit that one very well. And again, just missing the Yorker, a little bit too short for the Yorker.
Full toss. Bevan will not be happy. They're going to eye 2 here. They're going to try for 2. And had the throw been taken cleanly, Bevan was in all sorts of trouble. As it is, the throw is not the best, to be being kind to Hassan Ahmed, and they've got away with it.
It's good calculated risk again, I think, from Bevan, who spotted it. Often safe, going to miss the Yorker, miss it full. I just think doesn't give the batsman anything to get under. That could have easily gone around the fine leg fieldsman for 4. Yes, again, making the keeper work really hard, had no chance. Last ball of the 9th coming up.
And again, they get 1. And they are going to take 2 here as well. Well, this is fantastic running from this England pair of Lincoln and Bevan, but Italy are just letting this game get away from them in the field a bit. It's really good hustle between the sticks. So 73 for 4 at the end of the 9th. And he ends up conceding 25 from his 2 overs, Jasprit Singh, not necessarily helped by his fielders.
Could have been worse, I suppose. See here, it's alert running because the keeper wasn't at the stumps, and even though they went to cover the keeper's end with another fielder, the throw went to the bowler, so I suppose they weren't really hurt there. They could have gone a lot worse. So 12 off it, hey? So now England, I mean, they need a very good over even to get them to 90 here.
But we do know that if anyone can defend a low score, probably this England 11 bowling attack. As good a bowling attack as we've seen in the competition. It's a bit of a shade in this game of when the Dutch managed just 96 against Romania in their first day and still won.
It's got a bit of that. But the difference here for me as well is that that was the first time that Romania had played the Dutch. Now Italy, they've faced the England bowlers before, you know, so I think it's a little bit of an advantage. And, you know, over the first time you're facing them, they would have had time to maybe look at the English team a bit more, perhaps devise some strategies about how they're going to counter their pace and spin attacks.
Down the ground from Bevan, chance, and it's gone over the head of both fielders for 6. Amir Sharif and Jasprit Singh both diving for it, but it's managed to escape through the pair of them. A valuable 6 for Bevan and this England team.
Yeah, and this one, it's a classic case of too many cooks, wasn't it? As we almost had a collision. That would have been real nasty. I'm just happy that they didn't collide, but it does cost them 6 runs. And now, really important, because if England do get some runs off these last few deliveries, they're going to go in with a bit of momentum to the halftime break.
They're going to try for a bye, and that's very smart wicket keeping from Nisa Ahmed. Well, why not, given the situation of the innings, try it, but it hasn't worked out for the England 11. So Dan Lincoln is gone, a magnificent knock from him to lead this recovery and get them towards a competitive score, but he's out for 29 off 17.
Yeah, it does really well in this innings, Lincoln. You can see there he is well short, so he'll have to go. And end of a really important knock from the captain, you see there. In the end, probably just a bit less than a metre in it. So the result is another wicket, and Lincoln going for it. A hard-fought 29 off 17 balls. It's 80 for 5.
So out comes Andy Rishton, who I know will have some particularly keen followers, given that this is the early morning game, because I know that his students, during their form time for half an hour at the start of the day at Felton Fleet School in Cobham, in Surrey, get to watch a bit of our cricket before they go about their studies for the day. I also had it in the school newsletter who's playing in this tournament. He's going to get his opportunity to impress right at the back end of this innings.
He doesn't have long. He's got 3 balls. And this is Ahmad Khan.
What can Mr. Rishton produce? He's hit his first one pretty well, but it's straight at extra cover, who opts not to shy, Baljit Singh. There's 2 balls left now.
So decisions. I think Baljit really wants to have a go at that, but he knows he concedes 1 extra. I probably wouldn't have minded that, because if you give away an overthrow, it costs you 1, but you'll have Bevan not on strike. So it is Bevan on strike for 2 balls remaining.
Down the ground, big 6 towards us in the commentary box. Just short of our area, but easily clearing the 50-metre boundary. And Bevan is doing exactly what he did against Germany again. It's a second 6 for him. It's powering England, who giving themselves a chance here. They're still going to be under par, but with their excellent bowling attack, give themselves every chance.
This is what I mean about, if you give away an overthrow there, you don't have the set batsman on strike. That's why it's decisions. You've got to make them really quickly. Last ball.
They're going to try for it, and again, dead eye from Nisar Ahmed. He hits. So the England 11 able to scamper 1 through off the last ball of the innings. Unselfishly run out, Andy Rishton trying to get through and take another look to just confirm it here, but that is out. So end of the innings, a fantastic effort by Italy. England scored 127 for 3 batting first against them yesterday, but today the England 11 have been somewhat becalmed. And an interesting moment here as the Italian skipper Baljit Singh has called his players in for a huddle. Sure, it's to give them a bit of a G-up and say, look, we've done brilliantly with the ball and in the field, but it means nothing if we can't go and chase this target. So it will be 88 to win for the Italians for a shock victory.
Yeah, and this is what it's all about, isn't it, in this Dream 11 European Cricket Championship. England 11, they've been the top dogs so far, and they have not tasted a defeat as yet this week. But much like the Dutch, they're finding their opposition improving game by game, and that's an Italian team. They are desperate for a win. They got so close on the first morning, going down to Germany on the very last ball, getting hit for a 6 off the last ball to lose the game by a run. But like you said, Michael, and you said you were spot on, that's only half the job done. The Italians, well, they're desperate to get on the board, and we were happy to be here on a beautiful sunny Wednesday morning. Slightly hazy skies, but there's 11 guys, and they were ready for action. The Italians, and well, the English 11, they had the party cranking on the bus, didn't they? But it was the Italians that were crashing the party here early on day 3 of Group C of this ECC.
Certainly was. To see all 4 of the English top order fall without reaching double figures was something you weren't necessarily expecting to say when they started this match as the firm favourites. Saw a bit of a change top order as well. Dan Lincoln didn't come in until number 5. They have talked about wanting to rotate and give everybody a chance. 2 drop catches in 2 balls. The Italians certainly were giving some chances, but not there. Nathan Sheikh holding on to get rid of Ewan Woods for 9 off 9. The rebuild for England started once Dan Lincoln came to the crease. Continued when Tom Bevan got there as well. There were some nice hard-hitting shots down the ground. And a good cameo of 22 not out. And from the very last ball of the innings was direct hit run out 2 in the closing stages. Dan Lincoln and Andy Rishton both run out by Nisar Ahmed. Bevan striking that 6. Bevan hit 2 of the 3 6s in the innings. So the Cardsman Oval in glorious sunshine on your backdrop there. That's what it will look like in a few hours. For now, the good weather is just kicking in, starting to get touch warmer as time goes on. That's the England 11 batting card, and Dan Lincoln and Tom Bevan, only 2 to make a real impression, both scoring very quickly and making their way into the 20s. Sam Pearce with a boundaryless 9 off 16 was not quite the ticket when sent up the order and given an opportunity. First failure with the bat in this tournament for the excellent Harrison Ward, making just 4. So 88 to win for Italy, and their bowlers have given them every chance. Jasprit Singh and Ahmad Khan a bit more expensive at the end as the pressure was on for the England 11 to try and scamper something together, but Mohammed Imran and Baljit Singh at the top with 18 for 2 off their 4 overs between them, bowling straight out in the power play and the first over afterwards. So, the winless Italians against the tournament favourites and a side chasing their 5th successive victory in T10 international cricket, the England 11 are in battle, and at the midway point you'd rather be Italy, no doubt about that. They need 88 to win. They did score 94 for 6 against England yesterday, but that was when chasing 128 for victory. Totally different game this morning. There is dew, there is good conditions for bowling, and this excellent England 11 attack will look to exploit that. Who's going to win it? Join us very shortly for the run chase. You're watching the Dream 11 European Cricket Championship.
This European cricket event is proudly brought to you by HCL Software, Rado, 1xBet and Victorinox.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Bologna cricket ground. Unfortunately, we have some bad news for you, and that is the fact that Group B Day 2 has been abandoned. You can see it's kind of sunny here, but there was so much rain this morning that play was just not possible. I've got tournament referee Charles Croucher with me. Maybe you can explain a bit about our efforts this morning and why it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, Tina, there's been an unprecedented amount of rain in the area in the build-up to the tournament, and unfortunately the water table's really high at the ground. We were super hopeful to get on, but really player safety's at our forefront of our thinking. We wanted to get on. The ground staff's been just working tirelessly, but unfortunately we just had to make the unfortunate decision to not play today. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and of course we have 3 games and 3 days of games coming up as well, and we want to make sure that we can get those in as well. And we do have then the eliminator coming up tomorrow morning. That will be between Friends and Marco Milano, and then we've got the qualifier, the double chance between Fresh Tropical and Punjab CC. And I know the weather forecast looks a bit more promising, so fingers crossed the weather gods are on our side. So unfortunately, bad news for today, but I hope you'll join us back here in the morning on the European Cricket Network for some more action from ECS Italy.
This European cricket event is proudly brought to you by HCL Software, Rado, 1xBet and Victorinox.